Seth, you done paying bills over there?
Hey, I got some shit to do. It's the first.
You mean the first time you were awake before 3 p.m.?
Are we starting the podcast?
I don't know, you're paying bills.
I'm hanging up because you're being a little bitch, as usual.
What bill were you paying?
Electric.
Your Playboy subscription?
No.
Your Maxim magazine subscription?
His Pornhub subscription.
Ayo.
Please put your seats on your upright position. Put your podcast belts on, and here we go. Unscripted banter with Tyler and Seth. And here we go. And welcome back to another podcast.
Welcome, friends.
Welcome.
Plural.
Plural. Oh, we have a special guest today.
You couldn't sound any more like a terrible radio host.
I could sound worse.
You can't.
And by the way, I do not have a Pornhub subscription.
You used to, though.
That shit's free.
I mean, yeah, if you're looking in the right places. Right?
Anyways, our guest for today is Sierra, our producer, which refuses to have her last name listed on the
It's called a title, you
Title.
dumb fuck. Jeez. You're stuttering. It's called a fucking title.
All right,
All
here we
right.
go. Here we go. Here we go. It's pick on Seth Day.
It's Sierra, the producer.
Sierra, the producer, is here today. My old friend. My old friend.
You guys have never been friends.
Nope.
We used to be friend. We used to laugh together. We even did a funny cheese app video, a couple of those together.
A what?
Why do you hate me, Sierra? Let's
A
just
what?
get
What'd
deep
you
into
do with
this.
them?
We do. It's like
You
Vine.
cheese app?
Yeah, there's a cheese app. It's just
What's
it's
cheese?
basically it's like Vine. You make but it's like 10-second or 15-second clips.
It's a dumb version.
So it's a Vine knockoff?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Pretty
basically.
much. We did it at the Antique Mall.
Okay, so what did you guys do? What are these
We
videos?
did a couple of them.
We only did
We did one where it was
It
like
was about poo.
Excuse me?
no one.
Winnie
what?
the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh. That one was pretty funny.
No, it wasn't.
You're such
wasn't
a,
funny.
What is your problem with me? Let's get to the problem of this right now.
I want you guys to reenact it
you're-
right now.
No, because I honestly don't
I
remember.
can't remember.
How long ago was
Just
this?
Play on the cheese app. It's been well. Let me go.
It's been like a couple
When
months.
were we friends?
We never
4
were
months
friends.
ago.
So wait, did you do it
Why
thinking
don't
like?
you?
Did you do it thinking like, ooh, this is a good video?
I knew it was okay. I mean, it's
exactly.
kinda-
He's like, all right, I got a plan. All right.
He's like, I
so-
got a good idea.
Yeah.
He's full of shitty ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was
did
about. I
that
remember.
one-
I remember what it was
creepy-
about.
That one was creepy.
So he's like, oh man, he goes, this Winnie the Pooh brings back a lot of memories because that's how my nursery or something was set up. And I was
Nursery?
like, baby room,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't even know how your baby room was set up.
Because you remember those kind of things.
my parents have
I
said
don't.
it. No, I don't remember.
Yours
it.
was in clowns because I mentioned that.
Okay, but I didn't know that.
Oh, so then that's what it was about. Because then the video went on of Seth saying, "Oh,
Some about
this,
child abuse.
This brings back a lot of memories because this is how my bedroom was set up." And I was like, "Oh, my mom set our bedroom up in clowns." And he was saying something about how that's
That was
child abuse.
abuse. That seems like that would be child
That was
abuse.
the video.
That was all your idea?
Yep.
And then
Yeah. Slow clap.
And then we did one where she got like thanks for the ride. I was like, sure. And then she started listing all these places that she needed me to drop her off at, stop on the way, and I said, get the fuck out, or something like that.
Man, you
Remember that
guys are
one?
geniuses.
I must have been fucking gone because I did not remember.
You're geniuses.
Yeah, Sarah and I used to have some good times.
What's
and,
my
like,
name?
Who you fighting? and
That's
shit
not even
like
her
that.
name.
That's
bro.
not even my name.
Your name isn't Sierra anymore?
That's not what you
You
said.
called me Sarah.
I didn't say Sarah.
Yes, you did.
Sierra.
No, you said Sarah. You said Sarah, bro.
I just had a brain aneurysm. Sorry. Don't rush me to the hospital or nothing, jerks. Gosh.
I don't know how you live with that guy.
I'm downstairs.
She does it. She's in her own world. She
I'm
doesn't-
downstairs.
Yeah,
But
well,
you're under the same roof.
I can hear him walking around the kitchen at 5 in
I
the
am
morning
so
because
nice
the
to
kitchen's
her.
right above me.
she's the one that treats me like shit.
I mean, I believe you. Absolutely. You don't have to convince me.
I'm nice to her. I am nice to you.
Can you talk about the time you had to take an Uber home from work because?
Oh my god, I was so fucking livid. Oh, I was so mad. So, got off work, okay? And I had texted him. I was like, hey, I'm
I
done.
can see it in his face.
Oh, are you videotaping on that?
Yeah.
No reply back. Okay. So waited a little bit longer, you know. Texted him again, I think. Or I called him. And it went straight to voicemail. I was like,
What time is this again?
2:30.
Okay, in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the afternoon.
Daytime hours.
Yeah. Afternoon. PM.
Yep.
2:30
PM.
PM.
2:30 p.m.
On a weekday. 2:30
Yes.
PM.
Yes.
Right
on a
around
weekday.
lunchtime.
I apologize.
And
We can't reiterate that enough.
so I was like, all right, are you kidding me? And I kind of hesitated to get an Uber because I was scared. I didn't want, you know, some creepy guy to pick me up.
It was never confirmed that I was supposed to be picking her up.
Yes, it was.
It was not.
And so
They always confirm the day before, and they did not do that.
You're supposed to confirm the day before.
You're supposed to confirm the day before.
we have.
Okay.
No, did not. No, it was not confirmed the day before.
Yes, it was confirmed.
No, no,
And
it was not.
can I finish my story now, or are you going to interrupt me?
No, I really don't
Are you
want to
going to
cry.
interrupt me?
I don't want you.
Are you going to interrupt me? And so I was like,
save these cries for nighttime.
are you going to interrupt me?
It
So,
feels
are you going to interrupt me?
Oh, it feels good.
So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to call Uber. I'm mad. I just want to get home. I just, you know, want to take a nap. And so I got an Uber. It ended up being a mom in a soccer van. Real cool.
Oh, nice.
But
Yeah.
she talked
Are you going to interrupt me? Don't interrupt me.
Oh my gosh.
She's not like
Oh,
me.
this isn't my
okay?
podcast anymore.
She's
I
gonna
guess.
freak out on you if you interrupt.
Yeah. So she drives home. All goes well.
I don't know. The more
As
she
soon
yells
as I...
at me.
Are you going to interrupt me? As soon as I pull in the driveway, guess who texts me? Seth texts me. You still need a ride? As soon as I pull in the driveway, I was like, nope, not anymore. And I got home, and I was so mad.
Every time she yells at me, she's getting more and more of a British accent. Are you gonna interrupt me?
Going to interrupt
You gonna interrupt me?
interrupt, mate.
Yeah, that story, I was pissed. And then,
That's
And
not even
then
the end of it. Okay.
we went to the movies, okay? Saw Purge.
I know, you still went to the movies with me that day.
Saw the Purge. And I was like, hey, can you get me a Coke?
Oh. Okay.
As in a small Coke. Just a Coke.
Oh.
Comes back with this big, large Coke. And then,
Did you-
after the movie, I had told him that I had taken an Uber home from work. And he goes, oh, well, that Coke I bought you should make up for the ride. I was so pissed because I spent like $10 on the Uber.
It was $8.
No, it was 10.
Coke is fine. You said it was 8.
No, it was 10.
I'm gonna.
that
need to see
included the
receipt.
tip.
I'm gonna need to see receipt. Oh, you tipped her. You tipped her for talking too much.
I took her because she was nice and she actually picked me up.
I've picked you up Monday and Tuesday, and it's not a fun thing to do because she just sits there in silence the entire ride. She won't even talk
Because
to
I'm
me.
contemplating my life at that moment.
She's a little depressed that she's leaving her favorite workplace. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we used to laugh and tell like be silly together.
Like
and
best
now-
friends, right?
Like best friends.
What happened?
And now she doesn't even like.
What happened?
I don't
what
know.
happened between you two?
I don't know. She said she matured, and that it's too that's too immature of her now. That's her excuse. But I think something else happened, and she doesn't want to talk to me about it.
Because something got in between you two.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And it
It's
was never
called-
talked
Sure.
about.
It's called having a sad life. That's what it is.
So who's got the sad life, though?
I got the sad life.
Well, I'm trying to make it more fun by interacting and getting you to do so with me. It's part of the reason I like living with
Everything
your mom. Was
you want to
how
do,
we
though,
all-
costs money, and I have a minimum wage job.
Well, anytime we go to the movies, that's always free, except my card. Well,
Your movie
the
pass
best
is
of-
going under.
going under a little bit, which I just read an article on it. It probably, hopefully it's not going to go under, but it's going to go up in price by like $5, and you can't see newest releases.
Yeah, they've got a cap on like the movies that you can see, and don't they have like a premium charge now for certain days? It's like a couple dollars
it
more.
surges like
Yeah.
on the weekends usually, but during the week it's fine. But like I couldn't go see But what's going to stop? I mean, that's the funny part. Is like, what's going to stop you buy a ticket and just walk in another theater? Like,
I mean, but
that's the funny part.
You can do that anytime.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, they don't want you buying tickets for the newest release. But anyways, yeah. So where she hits me now or whatever for some reason, I don't know.
Anyway, going back to that vest story.
Yes. 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 That was a beautiful transition.
That's what I was talking about earlier, because I was like, oh man, I got something I really want to say, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to say. I'm going to wait.
That was
and
good.
that was the perfect moment.
Anyways, back to that vest story, man. Seth has no idea what we're talking about. Left out of the loop, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you sleep all day, bitch.
Hey, I was up at a good time today.
You were. I'll give you that. I was about to do the podcast without you.
Mm-hmm.
We were about to do it, just
we were.
the producer and I, and we were going to talk shit about you the whole time.
I was going to fill in.
Yeah.
So are you going to explain to me why we're not friends anymore, Sierra?
We're not friends.
You're just not
because we
friends.
never were friends. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Now we're getting
I'm
somewhere.
kidding.
You might make Seth cry before the end of this. This will be great. We'll never live this one down. Seth breaks down in this podcast.
No, Tyler, because you're
Could
going to have to do
be.
the next podcast with me where you talk me out of a suicide hole.
No, we're not going to
Ooh,
talk
that's
about
not funny.
Seth, how you doing this morning?
This
Alright.
afternoon.
Well, it's this morning.
Just looking to rebuild my relationship with my old friend.
That's kind of what this is. It's a nice rebuilding.
Yeah.
Rebuilding exercise for you,
Yeah.
too.
I don't want to. I want to talk about a documentary that I watched.
Okay,
Well,
yes.
first let's get to the bottom of why you don't like me anymore.
I don't think that's going to come out of her mouth.
You're not going to tell me? Please? Is it something I did?
All right. Anyway, so this documentary that I watched last
I
night,
need some more fucking coffee.
I was up till like 2, 3.
Where are you going, sir? Coffee's right there. Anyways, go on with this
2, 3 in the morning watching this documentary on Netflix.
Is it documentary or documentary?
Documentary,
Documentary?
I believe. Anyway, it's called Evil Genius.
Okay, yes.
It is a 4-part documentary, and it is about this bank robbery that happened in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Now, it's a true story.
Yes, it
Do you
happened.
know what's the name of the robber?
Okay, so I'm going to get down to that. So
Okay,
this
okay.
happened in Erie, Pennsylvania on August 28th, 2003.
Okay.
Okay? I wrote notes down for this because it was just so intense. But the guy who robbed the bank was named Brian Wells.
Okay.
And he walked in and he had this collar bomb around his neck.
What's a collar bomb?
It was just like a bomb that went around his neck, so they call it
So like a
collar
bomb vest, kind of, but a collar.
No, it was a collar, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Big piece of metal.
We can't hear you.
yeah, so it kind of looked like a handcuff. You know how handcuffs are?
Yeah.
It just looked like a giant handcuff, and then it came down to like right here. And then he wore this white T-shirt that said, "Guess what this is?" Yeah, and he also had a cane gun.
Those are dope.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I like
but
those.
He also had a cane gun, and he walked in and he handed this note to either the bank teller or the manager.
Okay.
And it said that it like explained everything, how he needed $250,000, and like if you like don't act on it, or you have to act on it, don't think, then you'll live, like you won't die.
Right.
So he only ended up getting, I think it was $8,000.
Out of 250,000,
Yeah,
got 8,000
from the bank. And as he was going on, and it turns out it was just a scavenger hunt that he was doing in order for him to live, because on this neck bomb that he had on was 4 keyholes.
Oh shit.
And he had to go from point A to point B to point C to point D to find these keys in order to get the bomb off of him. And the creators of the bomber.
Yeah, when can I get my next counseling session in?
Okay, so
You're available Friday? Yeah. Yeah. Best friend issues again? Yeah.
always interrupting me. This is important. Anyway,
Phones down.
Sorry.
Anyway,
It's a
and
life or death situation.
the creator of the bomb wrote in the note, "There's no way you can tamper with the bomb. We just, because they put in like these fake wires, so like the bomb squad couldn't tamper with it because it was like booby trapped or whatever."
Booby
We
trap.
used to be
Yes.
best buddies.
So, that's
Booby
what I
trap.
said.
Booby trap.
We're not.
Can I please do this? This is why
It's a
I
good
don't.
show.
This is one of
I've
the
seen
reasons.
it too. I've seen it too.
Okay, this is one of the reasons.
I'm definitely impressed that you took notes. That's pretty cool. It's because it is a complicated story. Continue.
Anyway, so this guy, when he gets out of the bank, the police show up, like surround him, and he's laying on the floor handcuffed, and he's like, "Listen, these people, I'm hostage," because he was a hostage.
Right.
He goes, I'm not the one doing this. It was these two black guys, which later on it wasn't even these two black guys. They just told him to say that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he goes, I don't even know who it was, but they're setting me up and all this. And as he's saying that, the cops are like behind their cars because of this bomb, because they have to act like even if it was fake, they have to act as if it's a real situation.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah. And so as he's like talking, explaining, hey, this isn't, they need this money, because this guy was only a pizza delivery driver.
Yikes.
Yeah. And so as he's talking, this beeping is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And the beeping speeds up super fast, and it actually shows him getting blown up by this bomb.
Oh shit, he died.
Yeah, it showed it. It showed him, because the guy who was
I blurred
recording
it. A little
it,
bit.
You've heard of it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, you've already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
because the guy who was like recording this guy zoomed in, and then he kind of zoomed out, and then it happened. And oh my gosh, it was so crazy. Like, it made my heart speed up so fast.
This was on the first episode?
Yeah. And they're explaining, who is this pizza delivery driver? Because when he was delivering those two pizzas, the caller made him deliver it to this abandoned radio tower.
Okay.
And then that's where the people put the bomb around his neck and told him, listen, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And at first they didn't know, like, the police, the FBI didn't know that if he was in on it as well, or if he was the victim.
Right.
And I don't want to tell you, like, too much about it, because I don't know if you want to watch it.
Well, I'm gonna watch it.
But it's so good. It's so good.
So do you figure out their motive for doing this?
I figure out who all did it, and it really, oh man, it's
Is
so
justice
crazy.
brought to these guys?
Pretty much. Well, there's
Or do they get away?
some end up dying.
Oh.
Because there's this one guy who ended up dying of cancer before he even admitted to
How many episodes is this?
4.
Holy
and they're
shit.
each like
an hour long?
45 to an hour long.
Interesting.
And I watched it all last night. I was like on a kick. But oh my
Well,
gosh.
she
it's so
still
good.
says she didn't do it.
Yeah. But then there's
But-
parts where she's
and,
like, oh,
and
well.
really, there's no evidence, right? There was no evidence that proves her, but like there's testimony. I don't think there's any
Wait,
evidence.
so it's a girl?
that-
The main
There's
character's a
a
girl?
girl.
Or is it a bunch of people?
There's a girl,
I mean, if you
3 guys.
you're not gonna ruin it for him. I mean, because it's still a good series.
Yeah. So there's this one guy. His last name is Barnes.
I
Kenneth
remember his
Barnes.
last name, but not his first name.
Kenneth Barnes.
Okay.
And then
And he dies from cancer.
no, Kenneth Barnes
Right?
didn't die from cancer.
it's-
He was in
which
prison.
Which one dies from cancer?
Um.
I thought that was the boyfriend or whatever.
Yes. I can't remember his name.
Where's your notes?
Not on me because
So-
we're not allowed to have phones.
So, out of 10, what are we talking here?
Oh, 12.
12? That good?
Oh man, so good.
12 means it's
Yeah,
the
that
best
is
thing you've
about
ever
your
seen on
alley.
It
Netflix.
literally like had me on the edge.
Okay, but 12 is the best thing you've ever seen on Netflix.
Well, no, because Scooby Doo was on there, and that is
Oh
the
my
best thing I've ever
God.
seen. Masterpiece.
You gotta let go of Scooby-Doo,
No,
man.
it's a masterpiece.
The
You gotta let go of
CGI shit?
Scooby-Doo.
I love Scooby Doo.
No, the real life version of Scooby-Doo.
You know what got her though? She saw that title, Evil Genius, and was like, "Ooh, this applies to me."
He's funny, isn't he?
No.
He's hilarious.
You gotta stop watching stuff on my Netflix too. I tell you so many
Stop
times.
using your force
stop
powers.
using my Netflix.
Stop using Netflix. Too bad.
Why don't you have your own Netflix?
For real.
There's only 4.
No. Get your own.
My son-
Oh, shit. No. Get your own.
Because some stuff that I have on my list, he watches, and it messes me up to where I'm at.
Why don't you use the nights?
Okay.
Does he watch softcore porn?
No, because they took it off there. But yeah, he did.
Oh,
They took it. They used to have
Interesting.
softcore porn on there.
interesting.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't.
He
But I'd
probably-
scroll through and see
would know.
continue watching. It's all this dumb stuff because it's literally season 1, middle of episode 1, and then he stops watching it, watches something else. So I literally have to go online
God.
to delete it from my activity because I don't want it showing
Wait, you
up
can do
'cause
that?
It's so dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can't figure out where I left
Yeah,
off
because
of.
it's so dumb. So I delete stuff from my activity, and when you delete an episode, you could choose to delete the whole series from your viewing activity or just
Yeah.
that episode.
I didn't know you could delete the
Oh
viewing
yeah,
activity.
I do that all the time.
Oh, I need to do that.
I do it all the time.
Because usually after a while it'll drop off. I don't know what the drop off is, but it'll sit there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I need to do that because that bugs the hell out
Yeah,
of me.
I do it all the time. Because I have
For-
it says continue watching, continue
Seth.
watching.
And she
shows.
loves to fuck with me because she knows I was like watching it, so she just deletes it. And then I'm like,
Well, she
having to
definitely fucks
figure
with you
out-
on purpose.
Oh, I'm so pumped! The newest season of Shameless just dropped on Netflix.
I deleted that from the viewing
Forget-
activity.
Oh, yes.
Because I only watch Netflix what I want to
Wait,
watch.
did you start Shameless?
Yes.
So, do you
I
know
saw new
where you're at?
episodes. I'm like, I'm not watching
Wait,
that.
do
So
you know
I
where
hop
you're at?
online.
Somewhere in the middle of the fucking season.
I never finished Shameless.
I already warned you.
I freaking
I
love it.
never finished it. Did you ever watch
You still
Shameless?
love me.
I think I watched the first season.
So you didn't get into it.
You know,
I liked it.
I mean,
it
it
was good.
it was. I mean, it wasn't bad,
That was good.
but I don't know. I just couldn't watch it.
I don't know. There's something about a tragic family. Just really, that storyline just intrigues me.
It's a tragic family.
Yeah.
It really is.
I guess I kind of grew up with kids like that too.
Mm-hmm.
At the boys' home, at the children's home, I mean, which, yeah, it was crazy. I mean, they just did everything to stay together.
But it's very dysfunctional.
Very dysfunctional,
Yeah.
but yet really intriguing. Really well written and well acted.
They got good
They have
actors.
good
What's the
chemistry,
main
all
girl's
of
name
them
in
do.
there? What's her name? Fuck. The main actress's name.
Oh
in
yeah, I
Shameless.
forget her name. Yeah, she's awesome.
She's really good.
And then you have what's his name, who's you just love to hate, the dad, who's the worst.
I used to
father in
know
the
his
fucking
name. I
world.
can't remember his name for some reason right
He looks
now.
like a ugly Mark Hamill.
Well, Mark Hamill isn't the most attractive human
No,
being
but,
to
like,
begin with.
He
Fuck, what is his
he's
name?
not totally ugly.
I mean, he's not attractive. He's not attractive. I mean, Seth thinks he's attractive. What are
Yeah.
you doing over there?
Looking it up.
It looked like you're on Snapchat.
He was in his messages.
No, it's my all my notifications popped up.
Okay, so what's his name? If you're gonna be the Googler, you gotta Google faster
Which I can Google faster.
because you leave the dead space when you Google.
It is. Don't touch me. Emmy Rossum is the chick, and then William
Emmy
H.
Rossum.
Macy.
Macy.
What is it?
William H. Macy.
William H. Macy. That's right. That's right. He's a good actor. Mm-hmm. Dude.
My
that-
favorite character is the oldest son, Jeremy Allen White.
The oldest son.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What's his name in the show? It's been a while since I've seen it, so.
That's him. I can't
Oh,
even think of his name
Lip.
in the show.
Yeah, I love
yes.
Lip.
Yeah.
Gallagher.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
It's so funny how that sounds like a cool name, but it's like the
It's
worst
terrible.
lip.
But he
Is it? It's short for Philip, right? I think.
Is it?
I think so.
They've always
Philip?
called him Lip, I thought.
But yeah, it's got to be short for something. I really doubt anybody would put lip.
You'd
on-
be surprised.
That would be the family that would call him Lip. All right. I'm not judging that family, just saying. Dude, that Black Mirror episode that I was watching when you and Mom came over,
I've seen that one before.
have you watched all Black Mirror?
No, just different ones that are recommended to me.
Yeah,
This
that's
one-
on my list too, and he
The
Black
fucks it
Mirror?
up. Yeah.
Do you know if you
No, I
saw the
haven't
one
watched it
called
in a long time.
Crocodile?
No, I've only watched a few.
Holy shit, bro. That one was the darkest episode I've ever seen. That was a dark episode. That was, I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but basically...
Oh, I don't care.
I know, but I guess we kind of spoiled Evil Genius here.
No, because there's so much to it that you don't
Is there a
even
lot?
know.
Yeah, there's
Oh
a
yeah.
lot to it.
Okay.
I didn't
any-
even tell you.
But in the crocodile, this episode is about a woman who is with her boyfriend, and they're driving through like these snowy mountains somewhere in like Sweden or something like that, Norway, somewhere up in the icy mountains, and they're driving and they're like drunk, and I think they were smoking, and they hit somebody, and they kill them, and what they do is they end up just like discarding the body, and then after that, now what are you doing over there?
He's texting.
No, I wasn't texting.
You're
I
distracting.
wasn't texting. No, I was very.
That's rude. You do it on your own podcast?
I didn't text.
Anyways, they kill this guy and they discard the body because they don't want to get caught. And in the future, they end up breaking up, and you don't see the breakup. And there's this technology where you can see people's memories. They can implant this little device just like right on the outside of your head, and you can see your memory on like a TV screen. So they can put a device on my head, and then we look at my TV, and you can see the visuals of what happened in your memory. So this lady's going around what was she trying to do? It was something with this automatic pizza delivery vehicle that drives around automatically and delivers pizzas, which is like a pretty fucking sweet idea. But it ends up running into somebody crossing over a street, and she's trying to figure out if it was the pizza company's fault or if it was the guy running out in front of the vehicle, if it was his fault. So she was trying to find bystanders of the incident to get a memory visual on what happened if anybody witnessed it. So she went around to bystanders and was looking at their memories to see if they actually saw the collision. Mm-hmm. And nobody actually saw it, but in every single one of these memories that she looked at, she saw somebody else that was watching. So she kept trying to find these other people that witnessed the accident, and she ends up coming upon the girl that killed somebody in her past. Well, when she finds this girl, coincidentally at the same time that the accident happened, and she witnessed it, she actually just killed her ex-boyfriend that she was dating at the time that they killed somebody else. So she already had 2 murders in her memories that this woman could see if she looked into her memory. So
I saw this one.
So she ends up finding this woman, and she's kind of freaked out because she realizes what she's about to do is to see her memory. So she's trying her best to like suppress those memories so she doesn't see them, and she ends up losing it while the device is on her head, and she starts seeing the visuals of her killing her ex-boyfriend, them killing the guy and discarding the body, and the lady's kind of like freaked out a little bit, but she's trying to keep calm. She's like, I got what I need, I'm gonna get out of here now. And the lady realizes that she saw the murders in her memory.
Yeah.
So she holds her hostage, and she ties her up and ends up killing her. And then she looks into that lady's memory to see if she told anybody where she was going. And that lady ended up telling her husband before she left. So then she goes and kills the husband. And then the darkest part is, after she kills the husband, she realizes that they have a newborn baby.
Yeah.
And
that's
she
the
walks
dark
and
part.
she walks into the child's room, and the baby's old enough, and she's looking at her to where if you look into the baby's memory, you're gonna see who killed her parents. So she ends up killing the baby, and it was so creepy.
And then the cops
And
show
then-
up because they're like, "Oh, the killer didn't even know that the baby was born blind."
Yeah, the baby was
So-
blind.
That
so
was
she
the
wouldn't have even
craziest
seen
part.
it.
So
Yeah.
they
That was
took
the
the
huge
guinea
twist.
pig.
Yes, okay, that was
Yeah.
the biggest
The guinea
part.
pig.
So the child had a guinea pig in the room, right? The guinea pig was the only witness. So they took the device and put it onto the guinea pig's head, and the guinea pig actually witnessed the murders, and that's how they convicted her of all of these murders. And it was the fucking
That's
how they
wildest thing
farmed-
I've ever
farmed her,
seen,
yeah.
man. It was so freaky. And then like they end up catching her. She's at her child's play, and like the police come in, and she knows what's
that's
happening.
Bring it all back.
And I was like, wow, that's a beautiful
That's
show.
really
I
good.
love that show.
love that show.
I like that the concepts are all, it's different every single episode. It's not a series,
have to
it's all
watch
different
it,
concepts.
yeah.
I love that shit. If you have not watched Black Mirror, I just ruined Crocodile for you. But the rest of them are fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Is that your favorite episode, you think?
mine.
Yeah.
That's not my favorite.
What's your
episode.
favorite episode? We're gonna ruin it. This podcast
Archangel?
is full of spoilers. I don't remember the Archangel one. I watched
Archangel is when this mom has a daughter, and the daughter goes missing at a park. So she takes her to this doctor that has the Archangel technology. So the mom is able to see where the child is at all times, what's the GPS locations. She's able to see her vitals, like look at her vitals.
She's able to see what she sees.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a device implanted in her head.
Yeah, and you can't take it out.
Yeah.
So there's no way to take it out. You just have to, like, not use, like, this iPad that's given to the mom.
So, like, the flick of a switch, I can see what Seth's looking at. I can see Seth looking at me right now through an iPad.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can, like, look at his vitals and all this stuff. And so the daughter gets into, like, all this stuff. Like, she says that she's going to a friend's house to watch a movie when really she was at this lake with this boy named Trick, who's in
How do you fucking remember his name?
Because that's Owen Teague.
That's right. Okay,
I love
that's
Owen
right.
Teague.
Yep. Okay.
So
What's O&T?
Owen Teague's on It, and he's on Bloodline.
He is one of her
Oh.
favorite actors because he's attractive.
And he's my
OT.
age. Finally.
Wait, he's your age?
Yeah, he's my age.
Oh shit, he looks really old.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Just a slim chance.
So she ends up seeing what her daughter sees.
Yeah, and so she ends up seeing that her daughter's having sex with this kid. And then she just kind of like, freaked out about it because, her daughter's like only 15.
And she
You
just
find out.
watched her have sex with a dude.
That's 18.
Yeah.
And so she was just kind of like freaked out about it. But then her daughter starts getting into like these drugs. And she sees, or a notification popped up that her like heart rate increased. And it was
Right.
when she was doing a line of coke.
Right.
And so the mom was freaked out, and then she actually screen grabbed the kid's face, and she could face search him online. And that's how she found out where he worked. So she showed up at
Oh
his
my
work
God.
and was like, "You better stay away from my daughter. She's 15. I'll get the cops involved on
Right.
this." And he's like, "You still have that thing, like that
Archangel.
tablet?" Yeah, because she had told her daughter that.
You
okay.
guys would be fucked if your mom had one of those.
Yep.
Well, after I had first
Yep.
seen the episode, I was paranoid. So, like, every time my friend's like, "Oh, you want to go out?" I'm like, "Nah, I gotta stay home."
I'm good.
tonight."
I'm gonna stay.
Just because I was so paranoid, because I was like, what does she think I'm doing? So
You just
I was
never know,
right?
man.
So I wasn't even doing anything bad. I was just really paranoid. And the thing about it, though, too, is
That's gotta
on
be
the tablet.
Sorry, but that's gotta be a technology that I would think we're not too far away from.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
But like, and the mom could also have filters on her. So like, you
Yeah,
can
I
put
forgot
filter
about that
on.
part.
So like, if the daughter watches something like that's gory, it just automatically pixelates
It pixelates it and blurs it
out.
I know
Yeah.
that was so weird.
So
That
she
was
could
so
censor
weird.
everything that she sees
Yeah.
by blurring any like pornographic images, any blood.
Well, it was even blurring a dog barking
Yep,
on
like
her
a
on
dog
the way to
barking,
school.
anything that could
Anything that
potentially
like
scare her.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then the mom tells him to stay away from her or whatever, and then a vital pops up saying that the daughter's pregnant.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
So
part.
then the mom gets like the stuff that
Oh,
like
yeah.
kills the baby.
The whole
Yeah,
blur
the
thing,
plan B.
Before all that happened, remember the grandpa has a heart attack or whatever? And
Yeah,
that's
that
all
was when
blurred
she
out?
kept the tablet.
That was when she was
That's
a
when
child,
she
though.
turned it off,
Yeah.
right?
The tablet actually saved the grandfather.
That's why she kept it, because she was only on a trial period with it.
Yeah, because
and that's when she.
So
kept
the
it.
daughter, when she was younger, was with the grandpa. The grandpa had a heart attack, and she couldn't do anything about it as a child. But the mother saw it on the tablet, and that's
Well, she
what
got
saved her.
lucky. Though the daughter would have been able to do something, but it blurred out. I think it was
Right,
dangerous.
it was blurred
in that
out.
way.
It was blurred out.
But
It was
did,
blurred out. She
It
didn't
did
know.
like pique her vital though, because it gave the
thought
mom
it didn't.
notification.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a good episode. And then it
How did
ended.
that one end? I forgot how that one ends.
So the daughter finds out that she was pregnant
Right.
because she got sick at school, and the nurse was like, "Well, the EC tablet that you took killed baby. You're fine. You're not pregnant anymore, but you will still
and she
get
didn't
sick
know
from
that
it."
she took it.
And she was livid. So
because her mom fed it to her.
So she went home, found the tablet, went back on the history, and found that her mom, because as soon as you turn on the tablet, that's when it starts with the history.
Right.
So the daughter went back all the way to when the mom turned on the tablet, saw that her mom knew what she was doing.
Yep.
So then the daughter packed up her shit and all that stuff. Mom came home, looks on the tablet, turns on the eye so it like sees what her daughter sees, and
Right.
saw her daughter staring at the back of her.
Right.
So the mom turned around, and then the daughter was like beating her mom with the
Yeah,
tablet.
she beat the fuck out of her with that tablet.
Yeah, and like totally like smashed the tablet screen, and then the daughter ends up running away and hitchhikes. So then the
my God. And
mom's
that
like
was the
looking for the
end.
daughter. Yeah, the mom's looking for the daughter, and she's on the tablet, but the tablet totally like breaks.
Yeah.
So she can't see where she's
So
at.
she can't see where
and
she's at.
that's
She
how it
can't find
ends.
her.
And,
I hated that ending.
and what's weird is how it began is how it ended. Because it began like the mom giving birth to a daughter and then the daughter getting lost at the park. The mom couldn't find the daughter.
Right, that's why she got the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then it ended with
Ooh, I
the
didn't
mom
think about
finding
that part.
or trying to look for the daughter.
She was looking for her again.
But oh man, so good.
That is a fucking amazing show. It's got some great episodes.
I love the Shut Up and Dance one too.
Shut up and dance.
That's when the kid's sister was watching movies on his laptop, but then downloaded a virus. So he like downloaded a software, but it ended up the person ended up hacking into his computer, and he was like looking at child pornography, and the person's like, "If you do these steps, I won't.
Oh yeah.
I won't release the video of you." And he was doing all these steps, and he ended up having to kill somebody. But in the end, the person behind it ended up releasing the video.
Yeah,
to
it released it
everybody.
anyways.
Yeah.
Is that the one where it's a bunch of people that he's using a bunch of
Yeah,
people
he's using
Yeah.
a bunch of people because he has
had to,
dirt
like,
on all of them.
Yeah, he had to like deliver a cake to somebody, and
Yeah.
then he's like,
That's
"Wait."
how it is, right? Too, the releasing of all of it.
Yeah, it ended with the guy's mom calling him.
Yeah,
saying
because
like, "What did you
she
do? Why
found
did you
out.
do this?" Because at first you thought, "Oh, the kid was just masturbating in front of his computer. That's it."
Yeah.
But you don't find out until the end
What
that
he
it was child
masturbating.
porn.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
it was child porn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
because
thought it was just...
no, it was child porn. Because when the mom was talking to the son, she's like, "How could you do this? They're children."
Yeah.
Because he was looking at videos of kids, and
I
then
guess I missed that.
what's even more sick is like in the middle, or I think it was like the beginning of the episode, he's talking to this little kid at his work. Because remember, he was like crouched down.
I
next
thought
to
he
her,
was a
like,
teen
talking to her.
himself. Like, I thought he was real young himself, but...
I mean, he's younger, but he's not a child.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, I forgot about that
But yeah,
episode. That
that's
was a
the
good
one.
one.
I'm about to go
I
back
think
and watch that in. I don't
when
remember
she
like
sent
that.
out that video, or whoever it was that sent that video out, my heart like sank for the kid.
Yeah, I was like,
oh, like
no.
it was bad that he did that, but it was that feeling of his life is over.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh my god, those are great episodes.
Yeah.
My favorite one is I forget the name of it. It's in the first season. It's the one where the guy catches his wife cheating.
Hang the DJ.
That's the name of it?
Yeah, Hang the DJ.
Really?
Yeah, I love that one.
That doesn't seem right.
No,
Are
it
you
was
sure?
Hang the DJ. Yeah.
Why is it Hang the DJ?
I don't know. They just do it cause like Shut Up and Dance one. That one.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But no, that one was Hang the DJ. I love that
That's
one. I love
that's one
that
of my favorite ones. I don't know why I connected with that one so much. Have you seen that one? Do you know if you saw that
No,
one?
I don't think so.
This one was this dude, and he was married to this girl, and I forget like how it kind of starts out, but basically the whole concept is you have this little remote, and with this remote you can play your memories back through your vision, like in your eyes, and
I think I did.
and there's like this technology where you can just
You,
shoot
like,
it onto the TV
project
screen.
it on the screen,
So you
yeah.
can project your memories onto the screen, show people your memories. Like, yeah, I went to this concert. Oh, really? Let me see. And then they show you the concert. Like, yeah, and then I saw this dude and I had a conversation with him. And then they show your conversation with him and shit like that. So this guy walks into this party that his wife invited him to or something like that. And he sees a weird encounter between his wife and some other man.
That she did have an affair.
But he
with
didn't know
him.
that.
Yeah.
He didn't know at the time. He just sees his wife talking to a man. His wife was in like a flirtatious state.
Right. I did
And
see
he
this.
was like, he was skeptical. And then the moment he saw her, or she saw him, his face kind of dropped. And then he was like, okay, what the fuck was that look, you know? So like he goes throughout the party. And then after the party, he brings it up. He's like, okay, so who is this guy that you were talking to? And he's trying to figure it out. And he plays back his memory and he shows her like her face during the moment that he saw her. And then he questions it. He's like, what was this? He says, you look like scared or something, like sad to see me in this moment, something like that. And basically the way that he finds out is they get into this big fight, and he ends up finding out that she dated him for a while. Right? It
Yeah.
was at first it was like, okay, I talked to this guy like a couple times, and then it was okay, it was a one night thing, and then it turned into okay, I dated this guy for like a couple years. It just kept growing, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So he finds out that she dated him for a while, and I think they hung out a couple more times after that, because didn't he question the guy a few times in between
Yeah, and then he ended up going to the guy's house
and
and,
confronting
like, being
him?
him. He goes, What memories do you have of my wife? Pull it up right now.
Right, he wanted to see the memories he had of his wife.
because he wanted them deleted.
He wanted him to delete the memories
Right.
he had of
Yeah.
his wife.
Right.
And I remember, like, he started, like, didn't he beat him up? He started
He
punching him and
started
shit.
beating him up, and like as he was like beating him up, because he was like totally drunk when it happened.
Yeah, he was
too.
plastered.
So then the next morning, he was going back in memories, watching it, and then he sees on the screen a little, because like the memory pops up like in this little
In a little circle.
yeah, where it shows like little snippets, and he sees a little snippet of his bedroom.
Yeah.
Because the picture behind his wife
Right.
was he bought it for her, and then he brought it up. He goes, "Oh yeah, I remember when I got you that painting. You know, it's hanging above the bedroom."
Yeah.
And he goes, "You know how I know," or whatever like that. And he pulled up the memory. Of
Right, he pulled up the
wife.
memory of the guy that she had an affair with because he had his
not
memory.
only did he have a relationship with her like before they met,
They were
but
she was
he
cheating
did
on him the whole
he
time,
did him
Yeah.
and then
cheating,
he asked her like
or
in that
was
moment,
it was one time though, right?
I think it
just-
was multiple times.
Oh, really?
Because then he asked her in the moment. He said, "I forget the child's name," but he's like, "Is he mine?" And she wouldn't answer him. And I think at the end it was implied that it wasn't even his child.
Yeah.
And like it was a big divorce, and she ended up leaving. She left the house, and he was in the house by himself. And the way that it fucking ended was like, it made me tear up, bro, because he was like sitting in his living room, like drunk, super depressed, and then he sat there with his remote, and then he just replayed the memories with his wife.
Yep.
And I was like, holy shit.
You know, the weirdest part of that one for me was when they were having sex and they were both looking at old memories.
Yeah.
That
okay,
was
yeah.
so weird.
That
I
was
was like,
weird
oh,
as
that's
fuck,
so
man.
weird.
So like while they were having sex, they were looking.
And it showed their eyes all white and shit. It looked weird.
Yeah, so when they're
and then-
looking
but
at
then,
memories, their eyes kind of glaze
They-
over and they
yeah.
turn white. So when they're having sex today in their marriage later on, they're replaying old
As if they
sexual-
like first hooked up.
Yeah,
Like, in
so
the
like
memory.
typically in a relationship would lose its heat or whatever, like it's whatever, I don't fucking know. But it
The
wouldn't be as
spark.
exciting. Yeah, the spark.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as exciting. So they would replay the old sexual memories they had of each other and not actually be in the moment. That was fucking that was weird.
Yeah.
Not watching
Ooh.
like Black Mirror episodes. Which technology in an episode would you like? Do you wish like
Was
was
real?
here? Yeah, it was.
I don't wish any of that shit was real, dude.
See, I kind of wish the memories one.
I don't
'Cause,
want
I mean,
that either.
I think it'd be cool to just like look back at it.
I don't want
'Cause
that.
That
I-
would be crazy.
I hope to God that the Archangel one never comes to life.
Fuck that. I would never do that to my child.
I would do it, but so
I
they
wouldn't.
don't know.
I wouldn't.
Just to be like, oh, or like, oh, he's hanging out by himself. What a fucking loser my kid is. You know, like looking back, see what he's doing.
True. I don't know. I wouldn't want any of that shit to exist.
I just wish the memories one was. I really liked that one.
I like the fact that. Never mind. That's kind of shitty to say, but I like the fact that a lot of our memories aren't. As time goes on, our memory fades of certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there's a lot of
There's a
bad
lot of shit
things
you
that
don't
happen
want to
too.
remember.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But
That's
then you can just delete that from your memories, though.
That's true. That is an option. That was kind of cool that you could just delete bad memories.
Yeah.
But the thing was, if you delete a bad memory like that, you didn't learn anything from that memory. You'll do it again.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if you encounter something today with our kind of memory, you will remember not to do something, but that memory will fade eventually. So you
But
won't
you
remember
still
it
know
exactly,
not to
but you'll
do
know
it.
not to do it.
Uh-huh.
So it's like the best of both worlds. It's where if
Yeah.
you deleted it, you would completely forget about it and you'd make that mistake again.
Right.
You know? I tell you what, the bee one, do you remember the bee episode?
What season was that in?
I don't remember what episode it was or what season it was, but it was where they lost all the bees. The bees went extinct, and they actually turned into. They had to create a whole new species of honeybees because the bees couldn't pollinate the flowers and do whatever they had to do because they went extinct.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what happens, but bees are super important. So if bees go extinct,
Mm-hmm.
we lose a lot of shit that. I don't know how to explain it.
Right,
Bees
they
are really
pollinate
important to
the
the
plants,
ecosystem.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
really important to our ecosystem. So they went extinct and they had to create mechanical bees to do the bees' jobs for them. And in this episode, someone hacks into the database to where they control all the bees. Because there's a database to where different bees are migrating in different places, the different areas that they're pollinating in. Somebody actually controls that. And this person actually hacks into that database and turns these bees into silent killers. And they use these bees to assassinate people. These bees will like climb into people's ears and kill them. And they end up, they never figure out who it is. I believe they never figure out who it is. But they figure out that the bees someone's controlling the bees and that the bees are coming for them. And it turns into like this really big, the bees are coming kind of thing. So they're like running from the bees, and they end up like hiding in this house, and the bees start coming through the windows. They start coming through the vents, and once they get into the house, they start killing people. It was...
I've never seen that one.
That was a good episode, but that kind of freaked me out with bees.
I've not. Well, I mean, you're allergic to bees, so...
Yeah, that shit was scary. Fuck that.
So like a horror movie to you?
Now listen, I don't love bees, but it's like, I don't want them to go extinct.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
But
they
it's mainly
pollinate
the
everything.
honeybees, though.
Yeah, it's the honeybees.
Not like the wasp. The wasp can go fuck itself.
Wasp
but,
can go
Yeah,
fuck itself.
yeah.
but
Absolutely.
honeybees, no, honeybees.
Like
are
the
so
red
cute.
wasp that stung me in Mississippi.
Ooh, yeah.
Do you remember that
I
shit?
remember that.
That stung me a
Ooh.
couple times.
That was like a hornet, wasn't it?
It was a red wasp.
Red wasp?
The red wasp was like that big.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about that story? I had a red wasp
He
sting
looked
me.
like Quasimodo.
So we were on a hayride, right? We were
Is
doing
it a
hayride. then?
hayride or a four-wheeler?
No, you know what it was? It was Uncle Mikey teaching us how to do stick shift, right? Wasn't that the time that happened? Were we on a four-wheeler or the Kubota?
I think it was the four... Or no, it was the Kubota.
Was it the
Because
Kubota?
we drove right by the barn
Yeah.
barn that you got stung at.
And Uncle Mikey needed to get something from the barn, and
Yep.
I opened the door for him.
Yep.
And I walked in, and the bees came around the door, and this one bee got me like 3 or 4 times in the face, like boom, 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 super quick. And I felt it. It was like super sharp needles, 1, 2, 3, super quick. I was like, oh fuck! And I
You didn't
slapped.
say that because you were like 12.
I was thinking it, but I slapped it off my face, and I remember Uncle Mikey like bear hugged me, and grabbed me, and ripped me out of the barn. And I think within like an hour or so, my whole right side of my face just swelled shut. My eyes swelled shut.
He
And I-
literally looked like Quasimodo.
Yeah, like my whole side of the face just went, and it just puffed up completely.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a honeybee because the honeybee.
No,
can
honeybees
only
don't even sting.
Sting you once. Yeah, they do.
No,
Honeybees sting, I thought.
No, honeybees don't sting.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes,
Wait a
they
minute.
do.
I heard that honeybees don't
Yes,
sting.
they do. Sting.
They don't sting.
Yes, they do. They have jagged. They can only sting once because it will get stuck in there.
I know a wasp
dad's
can
a
sting
honey-
multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a beekeeper. I've been stung many times by bees. What did you think bees do? Bite?
No. There's
Yeah.
a bee that doesn't sting.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's a bee that doesn't
Is
sting.
it a bumblebee?
No, bumblebees sting too.
Bumblebees
No,
sting
they
too.
Don't.
No, yes, they do.
How many bees? How
Oh
many?
my gosh! Do we
How many?
need to have a
How many of the
a
bees do
history
you think
lesson?
sting and don't sting?
I
There's
think
a
all
bee
bees. I
that
think that's a
doesn't sting. No, there's a
definition.
there's a bee that doesn't sting. It has a stinger, but it's so tiny that it can't sting you.
That would be a bumblebee, don't you think?
No,
yeah, I'm
bumblebees
pretty
are
sure
huge.
it's a bumblebee.
No,
Yeah,
Right,
bumblebees are
bumblebees are-
huge and thick, but they don't sting.
Interesting. All right, we're gonna look this up because I am curious.
Just type in what bee doesn't sting.
Yeah, or I'm looking.
I am curious. Read it out loud. It's okay. Do you know how to read out loud?
Sound it out.
Oh yeah, so yeah, like honeybee, like humblebee,
Bumblebees.
bumblebees. And
Be humble.
What's it say?
you can't be stung more than once.
By a bumblebee? What did you search?
I just asked which bees do not sting.
And that was the first thing that came up.
No, nothing's come up yet.
Now we got 2 Googlers. I feel bad. No, I'm not Googling. I feel like I should be Googling.
Somebody needs to be talking.
Queen and worker bees can sting. Unlike in honeybees, a
yeah,
bumblebee
like,
sting lacks barbs.
Oh, you're thinking of drones. That's the male. They don't have stingers.
Wait, hang on.
Honeybee, like
The bee can
male
sting repeatedly
honeybee-
without injuring itself. By the same token, the sting is not left in the wound. Bumblebee species are not normally aggressive, but may sting. Okay. So
Yeah.
wait, what's this one you're talking about? The drone?
The male bee, which is basically their bitch. They literally like will kill it after.
Okay,
they're
search. Is that what it's
pregnant.
called? A drone?
The drone is the male honeybee. They do
Search
not
the
have
drone.
stingers.
Do drone
They're a little
bees
bit
sting?
bigger. The male honeybee does not have a stinger.
Do drone bee? There
I
it
mean,
is. Do drone
so-
bees sting?
Do not have stingers and gather neither nectar.
Yeah, it's
nor
just the-
pollen.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the male's the little bitch.
So how
of the
can you
crew.
tell the difference between a male
They're a
and a
little
female?
bigger. They're a little bigger.
males are
If
bigger?
you see them next, yeah, the males are a little bigger. You can definitely see a size difference. Yeah. But
Okay,
then-
so you were right. There is a bee that doesn't sting.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I thought you were talking about like a
Like a
breed,
different type
I
of
was
like
just
a
talking
breed.
about a bee.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just talking about a bee.
No, I got you.
Okay, so drone,
It's, yeah, it's
aka
just the
male
male.
bees don't sting.
Yeah,
they
they're
don't have
pretty-
a stinger at all.
Nope, no stinger at all. Yeah.
Their job is
They
just to populate.
Yep, their job is just to be the sperm, I guess, or whatever. I don't know
feel
if
so
it would be called
used.
sperm. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They literally, and they, even after, like, so, like, they'll have drones and they'll, you know, breed with the one queen bee, and then after that, they usually, like, just scare them off.
But not all.
And they just go off to live by themselves.
So
and
not
die,
all
I guess.
female bees are queens, though, right?
No, the queen is a lot bigger.
Okay.
Like,
It has a crown on its head.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Dear God.
yeah, it's a cute little crown. You should see it.
God damn it. I don't know why, but this conversation makes me think of that Ants movie.
I love that movie.
I hated that movie.
Ants. I love that.
Have you seen that movie? The Ants?
I didn't realize how many
It's
It's like
okay.
the,
little bad
the
words are on
knockoff
it.
Bugs Life.
Yeah.
Right, which I think ants was correct though.
Ants with
They
the
did
Z.
have 6 legs in ants, right? Bugs Life, they were like a little person. They only had
Yeah,
four,
they only had two
like,
legs and two
2 legs
arms.
and 2 arms. Which
you're right.
It's kind of like
You're right.
why even call them ants?
Well, that
if they're
Ants
not
is
even
the
a-
Ants movie. That's a Disney movie, isn't it?
Ants is the one that had, I think, 6 arms. Yeah, I think
Is
so.
it a Disney movie?
And that was
Bugs Life is Disney though too.
Yeah.
Are they both Disney?
I don't think so.
They wouldn't have made. Well, I don't know Disney, but I feel like it's super similar.
Yeah.
I know in the Ants movie though they cuss.
They do.
Yeah, they say a few cuss words.
Cause I remember we were watching it one day and I.
Well, not like big cuss words, right? Just like
No,
maybe
just like
ass.
little, like, I don't know.
It was PG rather than just G. I think Bugs Life.
So in a PG movie you can cuss.
Because PG. is
There's
just
some
Gar-
PG
Jared
movies that
Guardian.
are a lot of cussing.
Like what?
Like older. I remember trying to put on like, was it Caddyshack or something? And there was
Caddyshack's not PG, is it?
No,
Was it
I think
Caddyshack?
it's
No way.
PG.
Caddyshack's got to be PG-13.
I think it
100%
was
it's got to
Caddyshack.
be
I think it was
PG-13,
Caddyshack.
dude. What's it saying here?
Caddyshack.
Because Caddyshack, there's... Isn't there nudity in Caddyshack? When's the last time you saw that movie?
A long time
It's
ago.
one of my all-time favorite old movies. I think Seth might be the most inefficient Googler in the world.
Okay, maybe you're right.
What's it
No.
say?
It is R.
It's R? Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're right about there is some nudity.
That's what I thought.
I guess I'm thinking of something else. What was it? It was some movie that was
Oh, I didn't know
PG.
Caddyshack was
And my
rated
dad
R.
ended up making me because I remember there was a movie that had a lot of cussing because my dad even had made us because that was what we were allowed to watch. Only
kids
G.
movie?
Growing up, we could only watch G and PG.
Oh, okay, so it's rated R because the movie came out before 1984, and in 1984 is when the year the PG-13 rating came out.
So PG-13 didn't exist.
Oh,
Yeah,
s-
that's
okay,
why.
so
that's
that's
why it was
why-
rated R, because it didn't. PG-13
And what year was that?
didn't exist.
1984?
Yeah, 1984 was the year PG-13
Interesting.
rating.
So there
came
was
out.
probably a lot more like cuss
That's
words
prob-
back in the day, like for PG movies then.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yep.
So there
Because
was...
the National Lampoon's Vacation ones
Yeah.
too are rated R too because of that. Because
Man,
the
you never
PG-13
see anything
rating
G or
wasn't-
PG anymore.
You
Yeah.
never see anything G. Maybe
Rarely.
PG, but definitely nothing
Which
G.
is, I guess, like equivalent to probably like Y7. So like on TV, you probably did with like the kids channel, but that's it. Like
True.
like
Yeah, you never
because
see
they
any-
do nowadays. Because they'll still get a higher rating. They try to do like innuendos for adults because they want adults to enjoy it too.
Yeah, they
you
want
know?
adults to watch
That's
the
what-
show with
yeah.
the children, so it's like a lot of adult humor.
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
so
SpongeBob. Toy Story's a big one.
Oh yeah,
All the Toy Story
But
movies,
it
they have
definitely
so
doesn't
much adult
take-
humor.
but Toy Story, but those are PG, right? All the Toy Stories.
All the
are
Toy
PG.
Stories are PG. But there's a lot of adult humor in there that you wouldn't catch as a
Oh, yeah.
child.
I think I've watched a lot of those YouTube videos where like, what movies did you see as a kid and that you didn't even know like
You've never caught this
like
stuff as a child.
all this stuff, yeah.
Toy Story is actually fucking hilarious
It
as an
really is.
adult. Like as a child, it's fun to watch, but as an adult, you're like, oh my god, this is a funny movie. You catch a lot of shit in it. I like the Toy Stories. I think Toy Story was my movie.
I
Yeah.
think they're doing another one.
You grew up wearing cowboy boots. Yeah, they are.
Right?
I still have my cowboy boots. They're in my closet.
Does it say Andy on the bottom?
No, it does not. I'm surprised I never did that, but they do not say Andy.
Dude, when Toy Story did a collaboration with Vans, on the bottom
I
of the
fucking
Vans
wanted
shoes
those.
said
They had
Andy
Andy
on it.
written
Oh,
on the bottom.
I
that's
wanted
all-
it
that's
so
cool.
Those were
bad.
so- Vans has done a lot of cool collaborations that I wish I had.
The Star Wars ones.
I like the Star Wars
Ooh.
ones.
The Mario ones on the bottom it said "Game Over" on the Nintendo
Oh yeah, I
ones.
remember that.
Yeah.
What else did they do? They did Star Wars. They did Toy Story.
They
there was another
did-
one.
Ooh,
Right
Nintendo
now
one
they're
sounds
doing
cool.
like the Peanuts, like Charlie Brown and
Charlie
stuff.
Brown. There was one more in there that I wanted.
Which aren't Charlie Brown like all their shoes kind of look like Vans, like in the cartoon or whatever? Or
I
Oh,
know,
I
I'm
guess
not
in the
40.
cartoon I never
not-
noticed.
I'm
What
not
did you
I
what?
say?
said I don't know. I'm not 40, but anyway. There was another one.
They play that stuff every
They
year
play
on
it
TV.
every year.
I'm
Which
not
something
40
that-
either.
Vans is collaborating with Vincent Van Gogh now.
Yeah, you told me
the
about that. I'm
museum.
excited
Oh,
for
I'm so
that.
excited.
I want some sweet ones.
They aren't just doing shoes too. They're doing like shirts and crew necks and backpacks.
Yeah, I dig
Oh,
that.
I'm so excited for that.
I think one of my... Oh, fuck, what was I just going to say? You lost me when you talked about
Sorry.
Vans. I was just going to say something. I forget what it was.
Oh, they collaborated with Marvel too.
See, Seth might like that. I'm not into Marvel.
Yeah, I'm not. The Spider-Man ones that I created though were pretty sweet.
You created Spider-Man ones?
Yeah, they had like the old comic strip Spider-Man slip-on ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
those are
Yep.
probably the only ones I would get.
Speaking of Spider-Man, who do you think is the best Spider-Man, Seth?
The cartoon one.
That is not... No.
No. Ooh, the new Spider-Man that comes out this Christmas looks really good.
Wait, there's another
It's
Spider-Man coming
It's a CGI one or whatever. Yeah,
Oh,
that looks really good.
I saw the
it
previews for
has
that.
the black Spider-Man in it. It has a few different, at least three.
It actually
Spider-Man,
looks-
at least three.
It actually looked
Gwen.
kind of cool. Did you see
It
the
looks
previews
really
for that?
awesome. It looks really good.
It's completely CGI, but it looked like it would be really cool to see in 3D. Right? Don't you think so?
Yeah,
Obviously not with your movie pass because it's going under, but
yeah.
that would be really cool to see in 3D.
They had to borrow like $6 million.
Yeah, it was like $5 million
Yeah.
just to stay afloat.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought, and then I read a new article that said it was like 6 something.
Even more?
Yeah.
Jeez. It's not good. That's unfortunate because that's a really good deal.
Yeah, so I guess they're trying to keep it going, but it's going to go up to $15, and they're not going to show it the first 2 weeks.
So the first 2 weeks,
the
like
first
a
2
big
weeks,
movie
yeah.
comes
So I'll have
out.
to see if I like it. What sucks is I wish AMC was around here because for $20 you can see 3 movies every week, which would be perfect. I mean,
just
for
AMC
$20.
theaters?
But I can even see,
I wouldn't
but there's no
Finley.
AMC around here. I think there's one, but it's a ways away.
Finley,
Finley.
Cleveland, and
Yeah, Finley's well over half
Probably
an
up
hour
in
away,
Michigan
or
somewhere.
like even further than that.
Finley's like 50 minutes.
Oh, really? Yeah.
45.
See, I wish there was an
Depends on
AMC
how
around
fast you
here.
drive.
The AMC that's the movie theater I took you to in Nashville.
That
It was an
movie
AMC.
theater, I'm sure I talked about it on like an early podcast.
Yeah.
But that movie theater was the most amazing experience I've ever had. I remember walking in there. Just on the outside, it looked different.
Yeah.
It's got like a really big courtyard and it's got pillars. I think it had a fountain in the middle.
Yeah, there's a fun.
And you like walking towards it and you're like, what the fuck is this? Is this like a Holiday Inn or something? And you walk through the front doors and it just
Gosh, I
completely
really miss that
opens
place.
up. It's like marble floors. It had a bar, a lounge area. It had... Man, what else did it have inside of there? Not just in the theater, but like in the lobby area. It had a few other different...
little sitting area. and
Yeah, it had
stuff,
like a bunch of different sitting areas. It had a bar. It had a few other things.
posters everywhere. of
And then you
course.
walk into the theater, and it's not your theater seats. It's all recliners. And it's an individual person recliner. It's like leather or pleather. Close
Owner,
enough.
Yeah,
how much?
and there's no way the person can block your view that's in front of you.
Yeah, so the way that
Right,
it's
it is. There's
sat,
a
you're
wall
sat
here.
stadium seating,
And you
super
You
exaggerated.
can literally get on your phone and the person behind
you can't see you because you're so
So
far
you don't
up.
have to worry about your cell phone messing with the person.
Yeah.
Why would
and
you
it's-
get on your phone anyway when you're watching a movie?
Well, you know how Seth is.
Well,
Like-
usually to look at your menu to order
I'm
food.
getting there. I'm getting there. So like behind the recliner seats is like a giant black wall with like a glass screen, like a glass kind of section on top of it. It's like a big block off between you and the people behind you. And then I remember Seth, like you pushed a button. You were like, look at this. And you pushed a button and then you went back and your feet went up. I was like, what the fuck? And then I pushed my button and then my feet went up and I went back. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
And then it had these little tables that would swing in front of you like a desk.
Mm-hmm.
And then Seth was like, hold up, watch this. And then you like pushed a red button underneath. And a fucking waiter came up and he sat next to us. And he's like, all right, here's the menus. He started talking to Seth and you were like, I think we're going to try this. He's like, what did you say? You had like wings or you have like pizza or something?
Yeah, we got. I think I remember we had the pizza, which was phenomenal.
The pizza was great.
And then the nachos.
Nachos, that's what it was.
Oh,
You asked about
shit,
the
those
nachos, and you asked about the pizza. I was like, what the
nachos
fuck
are
is going
insane.
on? And he handed me a menu, and it was like, you could order steak, you could have pizza, nachos, you could have chicken fingers for you, you know, a
love chicken
bunch of
fingers.
a full menu, shakes. You could have, couldn't you have alcohol
Yeah,
too?
yeah, yeah.
You could get beer, a bunch of shit, like you were at a restaurant, and you ordered it, and he was the nicest guy I've ever met in my life. Would you
Oh,
agree?
yeah, we had a really good server.
That dude was so nice. And then he was like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll get that for you. And then he comes back and you were like, no, how long is this movie? And he was like, oh, let me check the runtime. He was like, an hour and 45 minutes. And you were like, can you come back with like 20 minutes left and we can get something else? He's like, yeah, I'll put that in for you. So then he comes back with like 20 minutes left or something. And then you got, I think it was the nachos that you got at that point or something
Did you
like
change
that.
your order at any time?
No, I did not.
That's an issue with you going out to eat.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you ever have the chance to go to an AMC theater, fucking, it's a crazy experience.
Well, that's where Zach Bagans' Demon House documentary came out. Was they were only showing it at the AMC theaters?
World or nationwide at AMC theaters?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Only at AMC theaters, yeah.
Dude, we should go to one of those. I don't know how the one in Findlay is, or I think there's two in Cleveland. I don't know how those are either, but that one that we went to was in Nashville. I love Nashville. It's a beautiful city.
I know. I miss it.
That is a beautiful city. Do you miss Nashville?
Yeah.
Why? I'm just curious why.
Well, I mean, my brother is as big as a movie buff as I am, and I miss hanging out with my uncle too. I mean,
You miss your uncle.
I do.
You guys
I do.
fight
We've
all
talked.
the time, but you miss your
No,
uncle. Have
we,
you guys?
that was just.
Are you guys
that-
good now?
That was the only time we've ever fought.
You
was
guys good
that
now?
Blow up.
Have you resolved that issue?
Yeah, we get along just fine now, but like, I mean, I don't think he wants me to come back there.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like we're good, but kind of stay away.
It seems
one
like
of those
that.
things.
That's how we are. No, I'm just kidding.
Like we're good, but you stay upstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for watching this podcast or listening.
I think only one or two people actually watch. Most people probably listen.
It's me.
You listen?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
I asked you before, and
I have you on my iTunes.
You were like, you don't have an iPhone.
I have the Apple thing on my phone.
You have the podcast, the podcast app.
Yeah.
Do you?
Hmm.
Let me see.
I mean, I don't have it anymore.
Right. Right.
No, but I was listening to it on an iPad before it died
Uh-huh.
because I lost my charger.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything you want to talk about when it comes to work? Because I know
No, because I don't want to get fired.
you told me something this morning. I think you can talk about it.
You don't want to get fired. Nobody watches.
Nobody
the
knows
podcast.
where you work.
And just
still.
think, if you do get fired, you'll be so happy.
You will
No,
be,
because I'll be out of the fucking job.
you'll be very happy.
I can't be like you and be like, I don't know. Today.
a little bit of.
But let's be honest, Seth hasn't made when it comes to when he wants to work. Because Seth can work whenever he wants.
Yeah, but then it feeds my nighttime.
See,
I
but
mean,
I don't
like,
know
if
why
I
you think
worked
you have to work
early-
so late.
Well, that is the best time to work by far. Like,
True, but like if you did,
I could
five-
do it early
if
in
you
the
did
morning.
5 nights a week
but I
and was done at
I like
midnight.
to. I'm a night owl, so I
Yeah.
like to be able to work later in the day.
True. Okay, so discreetly, what happened at work today? Because it was kind
It
of
wasn't
crazy.
today because I didn't work today.
Or not today.
It was
but
Monday.
Monday. Okay.
So Monday I get into
The way
work.
that they handled it, I was like, oh wow.
Monday I get into work and a nurse comes up to me. Are you gonna text? Because I'm not gonna tell my story if you're gonna be on your
taking
phone.
notes. I'm taking notes in case you quiz me about this later. Take a big deep breath and tell your story.
Monday I get into work. Okay. Nurse comes in and he's like, "Hey, just so you guys know, there's 2 residents that have full-blown AIDS down in Hall."
Oh God.
And I kind of like look around. I'm like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Really?" I was like, And he goes, "Yeah. So just make sure, when you get like the carts back or whatever, wear gloves when you handle it." But he wouldn't tell us what the residents were, like who the residents were.
Well, you can't catch AIDS from touching anybody.
Yes,
But
but I work at a nursing home. They make them do like the medications, the shots, blood. AIDS travels through blood.
But you have to get injected into your skin. You can't just touch blood and it will
Yes,
get
you can.
AIDS. No.
Yes, you can.
No,
No.
I think
No, it has to be.
it has to be put
in
in your
the
body
skin.
through your mouth or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, but if I, not knowing
Right.
that I touched blood or a saliva from
Right.
somebody who has AIDS and go and wipe my mouth or put my fingers in my
It's
mouth,
still possible.
Even
I'm
if
gonna catch
I think
AIDS.
if the blood, if it reaches air, kills it. So I'm pretty sure.
are you a
So you
doctor?
can't
Show
even-
me your
you can't even do
PhD.
that.
Show me your PhD.
No, we can
See,
do another
exactly,
Google
exactly.
search. I promise you can't get it from.
Okay, we're
just
gonna search
sitting-
it. We need to
sitting
figure
blood.
this out. I want you to search it because Seth's gonna.
Yeah, he's just gonna.
I don't think he can search as fast as you. I think you can type 4 times faster than him. Seth is still finding the Google app. Here we go. Here we go.
Blood products, unclean needles, or unscreened blood.
Now be careful. It says having
you have to-
unprotected sex, so
Right.
you don't want to do that with the residents,
Oh no.
of course.
Ooh, breast milk. You know that one.
It can get transferred through breast milk? Or did you just want to say breast milk? Read out loud.
See, through direct contact, bodily fluids. So it's got to be direct from fluid. Air can't be involved. So it's got to be like just like the penetration. Like if someone.
So if you open your mouth and I have AIDS and I spit into your mouth,
you can't just spit. You'd have to be like making out with somebody. I don't even think you could. That's not even one way. I don't think you can get it that way.
you can get it through saliva.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't say saliva.
That's what it says right there, doesn't it?
Vaginal secretion, cum, blood.
Yeah, blood products like unclean needles. We get cards
Well, yeah,
back
if
all
you
the time that
use the
have
same
needles
needle.
on them. Yeah, we get cards all the time back.
Because it's like in an airtight, like if it gets like it's inside of it, you can't. I mean, so I don't think if it in contacts with air at all, I think it dies. So you can't like if blood's sitting there and you touch it, put it in your mouth. I mean, you don't think you can get it like that way.
Do you want to try it?
Maybe like if it's in the middle of it, I guess maybe that's possible. I want to, I would want to
try it?
definitely, but yeah,
I would want to
But
know
anyways,
who
yeah.
it was.
of course you want to be careful. So
I
continue.
would
Your
want
story.
to know who it was.
That's it. That's my story.
That's your story. So it just kind of made you nervous.
Like, I understand the HIPAA laws.
Yeah, but I'm an employee there. I should know.
I don't know how that works, but I feel like you should as an employee, right?
Right.
It would make sense as if another resident didn't know because they weren't supposed to know because of those laws.
Mm-hmm.
But as an employee,
You should know because you work there.
I would agree. I don't know if that's the case, but I feel like that's something you should do.
Hmm.
I could be completely wrong. I know nothing about the HIPAA laws.
I know nothing about AIDS or the HIPAA laws, so
Clearly, we know nothing about either. So, Seth is
he thinks he does.
Seth
So
is a doctor. He has a PhD
No, I don't.
in medical science. He also has a PhD in YouTube videos and sleeping during the day and attempting to Google. What are you Googling still?
I was just trying
You trying to figure this out?
different ways you can get it. I'm just curious.
Well, blood, cum. I would imagine saliva's in there. It's got to be in there.
right, 'cause
It's
in
a
your
bodily
system.
fluid,
Right.
and it says bodily fluids. We're dumb folks. We don't know. Let's just be honest. We don't know. Didn't you have a resident shit in the living room the other day?
It was the dining room.
Okay, did you witness the shit?
No. I walked into work that day, and a coworker had told me that somebody shit in the dining room. And I was like, what? And I walk out in the dining room because I bust the dining room as soon as I get there from
Yeah.
breakfast. I walk out there, and there's shit, like, smeared, like, all around.
So is it like a dog shit and then slid their butt across the carpet? Or was it somebody
It's like somebody shit and then accidentally stepped in it and, like, smeared it. And was, like, shuffling their feet all along the dining room.
So like Maddie slipping in Macy's shit upstairs when she...
Yes, and it made the skid marks. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. And to make things worse, our air conditioning wasn't working that day in the dining room.
Oh.
So it made it, like, it was hot, and the smell was just disgusting. Like, it was nasty.
Would you say that's the worst thing that's happened there since you worked there?
Yeah, I think so.
Shit in the dining room.
And in front of the administrator's office.
Right, because the administrator's a bitch, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows where you work.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Let's be honest, you want to quit your job every single day.
Yep. Yeah, I do.
She loves trying to
It
find
has
a
its
place
good
to
moments.
not work.
And
What's
it
a
has
good
its
moment?
bad
What's a
moment.
good moment?
Well, I mean, it's good, but it's not good. It got so hot one day that somebody died and had to...
I'm curious
Wait,
how you spin this in a
inside?
good way.
But it
Oh
was
wait,
just
is this the
funny.
story of somebody dying?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so there's this resident, and it was so hot one day that he, like, passed out and died on the dining room floor, and they had to, like, revive him and all this stuff, and he came back to life. He was totally fine. But he was the one
Nonchalantly said that.
that would watch me bust the dining room.
This was the creep, right?
Yes, this was the creep who would just, like, stare me down, and I'm like, oh, can I help you? He goes, no, this is just my only action in the day, so I just need... He
my
"I need
only
something."
action?
He's like, I need something good to watch.
You're like, work it.
Oh
work
my god.
It.
Yeah.
That's so awkward.
Oh.
So this was a
is
creep,
my
so-
only action.
That's my only action for the day. is
And
you
this
busting
guy
tables.
had these nasty, thick-ass, long fingernails. And he would knock on the dining room door every day and be like, can I have a glass of orange juice? And I'd try to hand him the orange juice like
Yeah.
this because
Yeah.
I didn't want to touch his nails because
He's
I was like
like
this.
trying-
And he would go like this, be like, thank you. And I'm like,
Like you would touch your fingers on purpose.
yeah, with his nails. With his thick-ass, curled nails.
Old people are creepy, right?
Oh, man. Nasty.
Not old
Some are
people.
nasty.
A
Some
lot
are
of-
sweet.
A lot of old people are creepy.
There's this one girl or this one lady that was there, or she's still there, but her and her husband were there.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband ended up passing away. It was like my second week I worked there, and she like was losing it. So now she's in the dementia Alzheimer's unit.
After he passed away.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
wow.
she was like totally just like losing it or whatever, and she like kept calling me mom.
Whoa.
Like I'd be like walking around the hallway, she'd be like, "Oh, where'd my mom go?" As in me, her mom.
Ooh.
I'm like, I don't know who you are, and I don't think
I
I'm your mother.
really thought you were.
Mom.
her mom.
Yeah,
Mom.
she goes, Mom, where are you going? I'm like, oh my god, this lady's psycho.
Whoa.
Yeah. And like when you're like in the Alzheimer's dementia unit, you can't, like if they ask, oh, what day is it or whatever, you can't like tell because you can't like confuse them.
Right.
So,
So what do you? So what do you say?
it's like if they say, oh, where am I at? Why am I here?
Yeah.
You have to go get a nurse.
Oh, so you can't say anything.
can't say anything.
You're not allowed to say anything.
Mm-mm.
Whoa.
So if they say, oh, can I leave? Where am I at?
Yeah.
I can't say, hey, you're here. This is where you're at. This is what, this is where you live or whatever. I can't say that.
What do you say?
I can't. I just have to go get a nurse.
What did the nurse say? Do you know?
No, I just go get a nurse and
Ooh,
they.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious to what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably have an individual story for every single one of them. That's why
Probably.
you have to get them.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because you can't just say, oh, you're here at or you can't say, oh, you're here.
Yeah, you're here. You have Alzheimer's. That's why you're in this part of the ring.
Yeah, you
the
can't say
wing.
that because you don't know how they would act or whatever. Like there's this guy who gets super angry and violent if you serve him chicken.
What? Okay.
Yeah, he super violent.
Do you know
like,
why?
No clue. Because
Okay.
I think it was like my first or second day.
Fucking chicken!
And it was like my first or second day, and we're having like these chicken sandwiches. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, don't give so and so chicken. He gets really violent.
That is
And
such a
I'm
weird
thinking
thing
like
to get
just
violent
how
about.
violent. Like he would throw his plate. He would get aggressive with the nurses or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and we used to be able to serve knives to the Alzheimer's unit,
Probably not a
but
good idea.
a resident had stabbed somebody, so we weren't allowed to serve knives anymore.
They kill him.
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Man, violent
Interesting
workplace.
place of work.
Oh god, I hate it, but I love it. So if I was just there voluntarily, walking around saying, "Oh, hi, how are you doing?" I'd be perfectly fine.
Right.
But me actually working there and it's just, I hate it.
That Alzheimer's thing is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yep. Or like if a resident escapes.
Yeah. Didn't you just have one escape too?
Yeah, but they weren't in that unit. They were just two residents. Because we have a separate unit that's just for Alzheimer's and dementia care.
But
They
it's in
have
the
their
same
own
building
wing.
though,
Yeah,
right?
same building.
Okay.
Just they
Wait,
have
so they
their own
escaped to
wing.
the wing. They didn't escape the building.
No, they totally got out of the building. They're
Oh,
outside.
so
They're
oh,
outside in the
jeez.
parking lot, in the employee parking lot. because I was out taking trash, and I was just about to leave because that's the last thing I do is I take out trash before I leave. And I see a guy. It's a guy who had gotten his wheelchair taken away because he had an electric wheelchair, but he kept escaping. So they had to take his electric wheelchair away. So he had to manually.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh yeah, sad. But so I see him. He's just sitting there. Yeah. I'm like, oh, he can't get far, So I'm just like, kind of still keep my eye on him. But then I see this really tall, scary guy jump over the fence. A resident over the fence.
He jumped over the fence to the parking lot, or away
to the parking lot. I don't know why he just didn't use the gate.
Yeah,
but I
know what fence you're talking about.
I don't know if he just wanted to make it look cool or what, but he just hopped over the fence, looked at me, and started strolling this guy away with him down the driveway.
Oh my! They were gone.
Yeah, and I was like, so I like dropped my garbage bag and I went inside and I grabbed one of my coworkers. I was like, so and so, or they're in the parking lot. She goes, right now? I'm like, yeah, right now. She goes, oh shit. She goes, all right. And then she goes, she says another coworker, she goes, go get a nurse down there, I'll be outside. And she like starts running, like trying to stop him. Because the guy that jumped over the fence looked so scary. And me being only 4'11", and this guy like literally like in 6 feet tall. I didn't want to be like, hey, what are you guys doing?
So he was a part of the home.
He was a resident.
And he was limber enough to jump a fence?
Yeah, because
But that's a tall, that's...
Oh yeah, he's tall.
That's a 6-foot fence, right? That big wooden fence, is that what you're talking about?
No, it's the metal fence. On the other side.
The gated fence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's where the smokers go.
But still, I mean, he got over that.
Mm-hmm. And residents there's not just old people there. There are people there who's there for rehab.
Like yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But he hopped over the fence, they started strolling away. I was like...
So were they able to get him back in okay?
I don't know, I left.
You left?
Oh, you don't even know how to finish the story.
Yeah, no, I just left. I was like, oh, great.
Next time on Troubles at the Nursing Home.
You got a lot of good stories, though.
Yeah, I do.
I think, was it Aunt Brooke, I think it was, that talked about how...
She used to be an aide at a nursing home.
She used to be an aide at a nursing home. I know she had a few stories. But I think it was her that said, your job is more important than you think because all the old people that live in that home have left is what they eat.
That was what my Uber driver said.
Is that what they said?
That's what my Uber driver said. Because when she picked me up, she asked what I do there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm a dietary aide. And she goes, oh, really? She goes, you have the most important job. And I just laughed.
Like, yeah,
I chuckled. I'm like, yeah, okay. She goes, no, I'm serious. She goes, all those old people have left is food.
Yeah, that's all they look forward to.
Yeah, that's all they have left. And if the food's not good, what else is there to, look forward to? What else is there left?
Like they look forward to breakfast, they look forward to lunch. What's for dinner?
Yeah. And so I'm thinking, man, you know how many grilled cheeses I turned down? Because, like, there's residents who are like, hey, can you make me grilled cheese? I'm like, no, sorry, I just cleaned the grill.
They were probably depending on that grilled cheese.
Oh, man, there's this one guy who threatened to punch me in the face, and I told him to do it so I can leave. Remember the one?
Wow. Wow.
So there's this resident. He's not there anymore because he had gotten kicked out.
Whoa, that doesn't surprise me.
No. He exceeded the weight limit.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, and he...
Do you know what the weight limit was?
Oh, no.
Weight limit?
There's a weight limit.
Before he even came in, he lost 100 pounds. Over 100 pounds.
That's crazy.
And he still exceeded the weight limit. But he showed up late to the dining room. Everybody left. I was busting the dining room. And he goes, hey, yo, turn me around so I can look in the kitchen. Because, like, there's, like, these doors that open and there's the kitchen to the dining room. And I'm like, okay, but you have to say please. And he goes, turn me the fuck around. I was like, you have to say please. I was like, you gotta use your manners. He goes,
he
goes, oh, I want to fucking hit you right now. I was like, do it so I can leave.
God.
I was like, please do it so I can quit my job.
Did you say ask nicely or ass nicely?
I said ask nicely.
No, him. He said I thought he said ask nicely. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna use that.
I think I said it in my coffee cup. That's why I sounded like that.
Ask nicely.
But yeah, no, I was like, I wish you would. But yeah, he's gone now.
Wait, that sounds pretty aggressive.
Oh yeah. I so wish he would have clocked me.
How much do you think he weighed?
He couldn't walk. Oh, that was the same resident where I had to go in his room to get the tray, and I was like, "Are you done?" And he was just.
Oh, he was beating his meat. He was
beating his meat in front of me when I was asking him if he was done with his food, and he goes, "Leave the lemon."
Like, I'm almost done.
He's like, "Leave the lemonade." I'm like, "Okay," and I just took his tray and left.
That's so fucking weird.
But he was just totally beating his meat as I was trying to talk to him.
You got to think that happens all the time.
Oh, yeah. Homes. There's this one guy down in Alzheimer's who asked me to put on his pants when he was butt-ass naked. He goes, "Can you put on my pants for me?" I was like,
In a weird way like that?
Yeah,
You
I was
said
like, or he called me Sugar. He goes, "Can you put on my pants for me, Sugar?" And I was like, I work in the kitchen, and I kind of like ran because I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I was like, I work in the kitchen, so it's not my job.
Oh my god.
As you walk back, you're like, thank God I work in the kitchen.
Yeah, you're probably glad you work with the food.
Cause if a resident's room light is on, like you know how outside of like hospitals they have like the little
Yeah, they have the little light.
If a light's on, you're allowed to go in there and ask them if they need anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if it involves, they have to go to the bathroom or this or that, you can't do it. You have to go get a nurse. You just have to go in there and see if what they need, like,
That
if
makes
you
sense.
know. So you'd be like, hey, my name is, this is what I do. Is there anything I can help you with?
Mm-hmm.
And then they say,
When they say
do this.
like I shit myself, is there a certain nurse that you like hate that you usually go to right away?
I hate
By the way, bitch,
Oh,
go
yeah.
chase that person.
you
You hate-
shit all up his back.
If you hate that girl,
Get the wiping, bitch.
you shit, that's your problem, you know?
No, I didn't like really, I
That's
don't know.
funny.
I don't know anybody there, but I don't like anybody.
You don't talk to
Well, the
anybody,
nurses
do you?
don't
No,
do
I
anything.
don't.
Nurses just
I do my own
meds.
thing when I get out of there. And there's this maintenance guy who works there and he goes, you know, I really like you. And I'm like, okay. Because, like, I don't even know this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. He goes, you know why? I'm like, why? Because this guy's like 40. He goes, because all you do, you come in here early, you clock in, get your shit done, you clock out, and you leave. He goes, you don't give anybody shit, you don't give anybody a hard time, you just do what needs to be done, and you leave. I'm like, well, yeah, that's because I hate my job. He goes, yeah, but you just do a good job. And he goes, now is there a reason you get here early, you drop the kids off? I was like, how old do you
The
think I
kids off.
fucking am?
Wow.
He goes, I don't know. I was like, I'm 19. You think I have fucking children?
You're like, well, yeah. My 6'6" black husband drops me off here early because we only have one car.
People probably do think you're older than you look, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna scare him off.
Yeah. Well, this one guy thought I was like so young. Because he like
I thought you were young.
Yeah, he's like said a bad word or whatever. He goes, oh, I'm sorry.
Whatever
He's like,
happened to
"I'm
the guy
19."
that you were always really wanted to quickly leave because you didn't want to get stuck talking to him?
I
Yeah.
still work with him.
Don't say his
do.
name.
I'm
but
not, but I still work with him.
Isn't he challenged? Isn't
Yeah.
He? Okay.
Yeah, and he's super nice, but he's at the point where he knows what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, he's been there long enough, right?
Yeah, but he's old enough to where he knows.
How old is he?
He's 37.
Okay, he's old.
And you met him because remember he said hi to you.
I saw him, yeah.
Yeah, he's 37. And he knows what he's supposed to do. He's aware. And he just doesn't do it. And he always, afterwards, because all he does, because he can't read, he can't do anything, so I have to set up everything. I have to do tickets, I have to put the drinks on, I have to do everything. So all he does is just wash the breakfast dishes. He gets there at 9 o'clock and doesn't finish the dishes until maybe 11 o'clock, a little after 11. From 9 a.m. to 11, he does the dishes. It only takes me...
God.
I start doing the dishes at 1 o'clock. I get done at 2 o'clock. It
So
only
an
takes
hour.
me an hour. And this guy takes forever to do the dishes. And then when he's done, it's already time for lunch. Not much he can do. So he just goes on his break.
So is that, he only does the dishes?
Yeah, so after break, gets right back, does the dishes. And he starts the dishes at like 12 o'clock, doesn't get done until like, I don't know, 3, because I always leave, so I don't know what time. And there's this coworker that I work with who always says, oh, why don't you help him? I'm like, because I do all the work as is, so I don't think, it's not fair.
Right.
It's not fair that all he does is do his dishes while I have to do everything.
You get paid the same too, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's been there longer than you.
No, I've been there longer.
Oh, okay.
I started end of October.
Have you gotten raises since you've been there?
No. I don't even get paid for holiday.
It sucks.
Your
Yeah.
pay was kind of weird when you first started, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what
'Cause
happened.
it
Because
was
didn't
like-
you worked a holiday?
It was like $8.25. Next hour, I got paid $9.
Yeah, it dropped, or it went up, and then it would drop, and then it would drop lower than what you would
Each
get.
hour.
Yeah, each hour it would change.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you at all? Like someone's wage dropping by the hour that they work?
When I worked at the boys' home,
Yeah.
like it was the morning shift was like say for instance $8.50. Then the evening shift was $9. The night shift was then $10.
So it
depending
changed
on
every
the yeah,
single
it
shift.
changed depending on what shift you had.
Okay, so but like your morning shift, what would your morning shift be?
So first, like the
First shift?
morning shift would be 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And then the swing shift, what they call swing shift, is 9 a.m. to 2:30.
So you would be working the first shift and the second shift in that swing shift. So you technically your pay
But
would change.
you have an aid at the 9 a.m.
Why?
Because okay, so 6 a.m. you serve breakfast. You serve breakfast by yourself.
Oh, okay.
So then 9 o'clock hit. While it's 9 o'clock, you're basically still doing the breakfast dishes. So then 9 a.m. shift sets up for lunch. Supposed to do lunch.
Okay.
But there's other stuff that you need to do too, so you're still there. And then after lunch, then 9 a.m. does the lunch dishes. So that's why you're only there till 1:30, because you take out the trash, do all
That's
that stuff.
typically your shift, isn't it? You're either that first shift or
I'm
that
either
swing
6
shift.
a.m. or the 9 shift, yeah.
Right.
And then there's another shift that's 2 p.m. to 8:30,
Yeah, I'm good on that one.
and that's it. Just 2 p.m. to 8:30,
I'm good on that.
which all they have to do is just dinner.
Still,
Yeah,
that's the best part of the day.
that's the only shift I don't do.
Yeah, I would hate that. Because when I worked my previous shift, I was working from like 3 p.m. till 9.
See, I like
I hate
having like
that.
the rest of the day to yourself.
Like your mornings, and then you have
Like
the rest
I
of your day.
complain at first. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up. I don't want to go to work.
Yeah, you never want to get
But then
up.
when I get out earlier at a decent time, I'm like, oh, I have this whole day to myself.
Yeah, that's how mine
Instead
is.
of like waking up, maybe eating lunch, and then you're like, oh, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
So like where?
Yeah, see,
where
I
is
hated that.
whole day?
Waking up at like 10, having like 2 hours, and then you gotta go to work at like 1, and then that was your day. That sucked. But I don't mind waking up early, making my coffee, going to work.
Yeah, I'll complain, but I'll still do it.
I see, I don't complain anymore.
I
I enjoy. It's to the point where I've done it so long where I enjoy my morning cup of coffee. I don't want to wake up, but if I get out of bed, get out of the shower, and sit down with my cup, if I get to that point, I'm good. I'm good, but I have to get to that point. I have to force myself to get up. And the way that I force myself to get up is I chug a glass of water the moment
Room
I wake
temperature
up.
water.
Room temperature water the moment I wake up.
That's wonderful.
It is wonderful. Seth, what's your morning ritual?
Evening.
Okay, but Seth's morning is at like 6
My
p.m.
morning ritual is going to bed.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you have a morning ritual?
I haven't been drinking as much coffee lately. I've been drinking energy drinks.
Oh, why?
0%, 0 calories energy drinks.
Like
I
what
don't know,
kind?
just Monster.
Oh,
Isn't that stuff bad for you?
yeah.
No carbs or anything. It's just made. So far as I know, until I read some article, there's probably something. There's probably something in it that's not good for you.
Well, yeah, but if you drink enough of anything, it'll kill you, I'm sure. Not coffee. Coffee will just give you life.
And stunt your growth.
Bitch, I'm already short.
Yeah,
That's not
our
growth
family's
I'm
already
talking
fucked.
about.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh,
Fuck you.
shots fired.
What are you drinking? Coffee.
So far as I guess this penis shrinker. I guess.
So you drink
That's
energy
a
drink
news
right in the
sentence.
morning? Like when you wake up?
No, not right away when I roll out of bed. Like when I'm working, but I'll usually just roll out of bed and get ready for the day. But I don't
How
know.
do you
I
get
prefer,
ready for the day?
Huh?
How do you get ready for the day? What do you do?
Huh? What do I do?
So like when I wake up, put my contacts in, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, eat breakfast, put on clothes, and leave. What do you
I
do?
don't know. Roll out of bed and put my clothes on.
And just start your car and leave.
You just leave, that's it.
Yeah, there's nothing. I really don't have much of a routine right now.
You gotta find your routine, man.
I have like a strip.
I think it's important not to be too comfortable, but I think there's comfort in a routine.
Yeah, yeah. I feel. Yeah, it's definitely.
I'm not saying you have
It's
to get
therapeutic
in
in a way,
but
too.
Yeah. It's definitely to the point in my mornings where I don't even think when I wake up. I mean, I think sometimes, but like when I wake up, I don't have to think about getting my coffee, brushing my teeth, filling up my mug,
You
filling
just
up my
do
water
it
bottle.
right away.
Yep, making sure I got my work badge,
Huh?
putting my watch on, start my truck. I don't have to think about any of that shit. I just do it
Yep,
like a
that's
robot.
what I do. And then same when I get home from work. I take Nala out, keep her out,
Yeah.
bring her back in, take a shower, take a nap. That's what I do.
See, but the scary thing is when you're in that automatic phase, and I get in my truck, and I start listening to my podcast, and then the next thing I remember, I'm at work, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get to work? And you miss that whole 40-minute drive. You're like, oh shit, I don't remember anything on that drive. That's dangerous. I get lost in podcasts sometimes when I'm driving. It's easy. I've ran a lot of stop signs and red lights just listening to podcasts.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I like, see, when I listen to it, I pay attention, but I'm not actively paying attention. Does that make sense? Like, I'm looking at the road, I'm staying in the lines, I'm looking at other cars.
But you're kind of just like there.
Yeah, I'm looking for a red light like every now and then. But when it comes to actively seeking for deer in the mornings, because that's the one thing I really got to watch out for, I'm not actively looking. I'm looking at my lines.
Did you get deers like right in the middle of the road?
Every morning I see deers. Deers.
Do they run out in front of you?
Every
sometimes?
morning I
Have
see
you had
deer.
to slam on the brake?
A bunch of times.
Really? Damn.
I think at least once or twice a week, I'm hitting the brakes for deer. 100%.
And that's that long stretch right there?
Most of it is actually when I first start out. So there's little, when you take the back way to get to the expressway, that little back way, there's deer back there.
They must have a home right over there.
Something like that. It's a
They're
nice
like, hey, Tyler's coming.
It's about that time. About that time.
Family Guy episode.
Let's get out there. But yeah, usually there, and then actually when I get into Rossford, when I'm actually in that little area by the the Shell gas station, there's always deer right there every single time. Rossford is dangerous for deer, man. There's deer everywhere.
Rossford's dangerous.
Dude, I can even see fucking deer right in the middle of Toledo, man.
Yeah, they're everywhere over there. It's weird. Just
Any
right in the middle
small,
of the city.
like tree like area, like even
just right in the middle.
Yeah, some of those crappy apartments like in Toledo, like I've on the way out of like, holy shit, there's some deer.
Yeah, there's a fucking deer in the middle of the city. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But I'm always braking for deer. I remember the one time, I think I was going around the S curve and I kind of NASCAR turned it. I was feeling good. I had a lot of coffee, so I like went
Feel good
wide.
drag?
Yeah, so I went wide and I cut it in really, really sharp, and like I didn't drift, but I had it going that way, and I had a deer right on the other side of it, and I didn't see it, and I slammed the brakes. I ended up sliding like this, and I got to a complete stop, and the deer like looked at me and then walked away. I think I was the closest, and that was in my truck. I would have been super pissed.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would have been salty about that. But I've never hit a deer. I almost hit a deer. Do you remember when I broke my passenger side window?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on the way to work.
Whoa.
I almost hit that deer.
forgot all about that.
That was in Rossford. That I had a deer coming this way, like from right to left across the street, and I jerked it to the right, and I hit somebody's mailbox, and it took my side mirror and pushed it into the window and then shattered my window. Yeah, I was really close.
I remember that.
I called off. I said, I'm not fucking going to work.
Wait, was that that wasn't with your green car, was it?
No, it was with
The yellow
the
one?
Cavalier. I didn't want to go into work, though, because I didn't want to sit there with my car window open the entire time.
Right.
I already work with a lot of sketchy people. I didn't want the chance for my car to get stolen. I actually had one of my employees a few weeks ago had his car stolen from the parking lot. Yeah. He came into work the next day, and he was so nonchalant about it. He was like, somebody stole my car out of the parking lot
He must
yesterday.
have had full coverage.
And I was like,
What kind of car did he have?
fuck, I can't remember. It was nothing crazy. I was like, what?
Insurance fraud.
He was like, yeah, somebody stole my car yesterday. I said, what do you mean somebody stole your car? He's like, yeah, somebody broke the window and stole my car from the parking lot yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
I said, dude. I said, did you file a report? Like, are you doing anything? He's like, no, I'm just using my mom's car.
Was it paid off?
Must have not had full coverage.
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't get too much into it with
You
him.
trying to sneak a 3-hour podcast on, Tyler?
I'm talking, bro. What are you doing?
I had 2 cups of coffee.
Don't destroy the bathroom.
Dude, I can't do any worse than what you did.
It was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Fuck. How do you think he's doing over there? Do you think he's holding it together? Seth isn't used to these long ass podcasts. What is this? An hour and 30 minutes right now? He's probably freaked out a little bit.
I don't mind it.
I like talking, especially movies and shit, Netflix stuff. Dude, did you start The Sinner yet?
No, but I did add it to my list.
Okay.
Because now I'm not adding anything else to my list. I'm going to watch what I have on my list.
Okay, you need to fucking watch The Sinner, bro.
Okay.
You need to watch it. I spent one day, 2 days, but I watched it in a 24-hour period.
Well, now you have me watching Stranger Things all over again because you played it one day. So now
I know.
That's what I need to watch.
It's a good show.
I need to finish Criminal Minds. I've now gotten to the point where I don't remember watching
Where you're at
where
right
I'm
now.
at right
That's
now.
good.
So it's
That's good.
great now. So I'm finally at this point.
But Stranger Things, I'm gonna finish again just because.
Oh yeah, I've watched that like.
If you haven't
so many
watched Stranger
times.
Things, you
Oh.
have to watch it. That's a. I know I sound like a broken record when I say this, but I love Steve Harrington's character development because at the beginning of the show, if you haven't watched it, he's like a typical douche, popular guy, jock.
Yep.
And then like he gets in a relationship with this nerdy girl, and he builds to like
Not really nerdy. She's kind of like just like an outcast kind of.
Well, she's nerdy. She's
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? She's shy. She's a nerd. She hangs out with Barb. Barb's a nerd, bro.
Justice for Barb. Don't talk about Barb like that.
Okay.
She's not here to stand up for
Either way, he's dating like this really shy girl that's not very popular.
A prude.
A prude. That's what I was looking for.
A
A
prude.
prude. So he's dating her, and he becomes like this softy and like really caring, and I love his character. And then him and his relationship with
Dustin.
Dustin,
He's
yeah.
such a mom.
The best duo in the world.
Oh yeah.
The best duo.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
10
yes.
out of 10. Yeah. I love it when you say that shit. Oh, 10 out of 10. Oh, 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. I love that shit.
Or 12 out of 10.
What was the 12 out of 10? What did you 12 out of 10?
I 12 out of 10 a lot of things.
You
Or are you
12 out
talking
of,
about what I just 12 out of 10?
you 12 out of 10 a show. What was it?
Evil Genius.
Oh, that's right.
I 12 out of 10 on Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'll give you that. Jake
Gyllenhaal is beautiful.
Dude, okay, what was the movie that we just watched? Enemy?
Enemy.
Bro.
I still don't understand. I think I'm going to read the book to get, like, I don't know. Because there's a book that's called The Double that's based off of it.
It's based off of that.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to find the book. I'm going to have to go to Books A Million. That's my kryptonite, but I'm going to have to go find the book, read the book, because I
That was
don't
a deep movie,
understand.
dude. I wasn't ready for how deep that was about to go. Mm-hmm. I remember we were like an hour and a half in, we were like, where the fuck is this going?
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I wonder how they're going to play this out.
Yeah.
Oh, they met? I wonder how this is going to play out.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what's happening? Okay, I wonder how this is going to play out.
Yeah.
And then the ending of the movie, you're like, huh. Okay.
Oh, but then when you think about it, and then we looked up a bunch of different
people's like theories about it. And
theories about what
their
it was about.
Explanations.
Because it's not a
about it.
very clear-cut movie as to what it's about or how it ends. It's not, this is a justifiable ending. It kind of leaves you hanging, and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? I don't understand any of it. And I liked that, but it was such a mind fuck.
Oh, yeah.
It's good, though. And Jake Gyllenhaal just made it better.
Oh, yeah.
Would you say he's the most attractive male actor?
Yeah, I think he's my favorite. My favorite actor, hands down.
Now, actor or best looking?
Oh, wait, hang on. Because Keanu Reeves, I love Keanu Reeves.
As an actor or looks?
Both.
Because there's two different categories here.
Okay, if I had to choose between Jake Gyllenhaal and Keanu Reeves,
Okay.
I'd pick Jake Gyllenhaal for the looks, obviously.
Okay.
And Keanu Reeves for the acting.
Okay. Why?
Because he's just phenomenal.
So would you say...
Like, to go from Neo to John Wick?
I mean, yeah, kind of. But wouldn't you say, like, Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler? Wasn't that a terrible acting performance?
No.
Did I say terrible?
Yeah.
I meant terrific. I'm sorry.
I was like, no, you hurt me when you said that.
No, a really good actor.
Oh,
That's what I
man,
meant, sorry.
phenomenal. Lou Bloom, 10 out of 10.
Lou Bloom, what's that?
That's his character's name, Lou Bloom.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it in a
Oh,
while.
10 out of 10. I love him.
He was really good in that movie. Mm-hmm. That was phenomenal acting.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that movie again.
That's
I
a
forgot
good
all about
movie,
that
man. That's
Because I
really
remember
good.
we watched it. Because it was when you lived at the house.
I still lived at home.
Yep, and you're like, oh, I wonder what this movie was. And it was 3. We finished watching it at 3 in the morning, and we were just mind fucked about the ending. We were like,
What he did at the end. I was like, oh
we're just
my
like,
god.
Holy, because you're like, oh, Nightcrawler, what's this? Because I've never seen a trailer for it.
Me
I've never
either.
seen it like hit the theater.
And I just saw Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
And I
was like,
just
like
seen
Jake.
it popped up on Netflix as a new release. So we're like, oh, okay, let's watch this. Dude, I love that movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Such a good movie.
10 out of 10. Recommend that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
man. Man, that was such a good movie.
I think I'm not going to spoil the ending, but what he did at the end was savage.
And now that actor who's in there with Riz, I think it's Riz Ahmed or something like that, Ahmad, something like that. He's starting to be in more movies too.
Really?
Because he was in Rogue One.
He was?
Yeah.
See, I don't remember what he looks like, so I couldn't pick him out in Rogue One.
You'd be like, oh yeah, because I want to say he was the pilot that got killed in Rogue One.
One of the pilots?
Yeah.
Like in the X-Wings?
No.
Not
So he was like keeping,
You know how to spell his name?
Yeah.
Jeez. See his face. What do we got here?
Remember him? He was in Nightcrawler.
Oh, that was the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
See? That was when he died.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but he was in Nightcrawler.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah, that's a good movie.
That's a good movie.
Now, Keanu Reeves and John Wick. That is... Oh, man. I don't even know where to start with that movie.
I remember when I showed you that movie.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, man, have you seen John Wick? Because I remember seeing a trailer for it. But I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to see that movie. Forgot all about it.
Yeah.
Until I think my dad had shown me it, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, whoa.
I think my favorite part about it is they try... It's a silly movie. Like, it's not... They try to keep it as realistic as possible. It's not like a kung fu movie, but he actually trained for everything that he did in that movie. He trained jujitsu. He trained tactical combat with every single kind of gun.
Matrix.
Yeah, he did the same thing in Matrix. He took all the training that was necessary for the martial arts, all the tactical weaponry. I don't even know if that's a word. Weaponry. That's a word. Weaponry.
Yeah. Weapons.
But he trained tactically with handguns and shotguns and semi-automatics and different weapons like that. He wanted to play the part. And I guess what I liked about it is through all of that, they kept it as realistic as possible with the fighting. Like I know a lot of the actual moves that he did in the movie when it came to the jiu-jitsu was real and would work. Like, I forget what movie it was. Never Back Down. The martial arts in it was good, but I know there's a few moves in there. I think it was the leg lock that Jake Tyler put the other guy in.
Jake Tyler.
Yeah, he put that guy in. It wasn't a real leg lock. Like, he was, like, forcing it, and just looking at it, you could look at it and say, oh, well, that's not going to put anybody in pain.
Right.
But that's something that they completely avoided in John Wick, where everything that they were doing would work in real life, and they made sure that it was...
John Wick's the best.
Like
it's a great movie, right?
The beginning of chapter 2 when
Can't
he
wait
shot
for
those
3.
guys, that guy's kneecaps.
Oh,
remember that part? I remember watching that in theaters.
Yeah, when
I
he
was like,
shoots the dude's kneecaps, you're like, oh, you can feel it in your knees, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that would
Phenomenal.
be, I think, one of the most worst spots to get.
Shot in the knee?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, there was a scary movie that I watched called Mirrors. I had watched it at your dad's house with Sarah.
Okay.
And in this movie, crap if I remember it, but like your
It's a scary
reflection,
movie, isn't it?
your
Yeah.
reflection was like an evil version of you.
Right.
And it was kind of like this, what's it called? A curse. A curse, basically.
Yeah.
And this guy was in his kitchen making a pizza, and he had a pizza cutter, and he was looking at his reflection, realizing that it's not him.
Yeah.
And his reflection had cut his Achilles tendon with the pizza cutter.
Ooh.
Oh, man. I felt that in that
man.
movie, and that was, oh, man. It was
So when the
sickening.
reflection cut his...
He felt it, and it was kind of like his own voodoo doll. Like, he looked at his reflection, her reflection, like, wasn't him, so, oh, man.
Oh my god, yeah, that's probably... That would be the worst. I would say the Achilles cut first, and then shot in the kneecaps.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to think, when you cut that Achilles, when that's a complete cut, that Achilles snaps up into your leg because it's pulled. That's a tendon that's pulled all the way down in your foot. So the moment that's cut, it's getting shot up your calf. Oh, I can't
Man,
imagine.
I felt that. And there's a part, I think it was in the second one, Cheddar Bob from 8 Mile was in it. I think that's the only reason why I had watched it, because I was like, oh, Cheddar Bob. But his reflection, he was a janitor at this museum or whatever, like this gallery, and his reflection had punched a mirror, and he picked up the glass shards and started just like completely like cutting himself with it. Oh man.
See, I don't remember. I remember you watching the movie, but I
You
don't
like some
remember
sick
actually looking
stuff.
at the movie.
Yeah, because I remember we had gotten the second one, or we had gotten the first one, and the way the first one ended, your dad's like, "Oh man, we have to go back to Family Video," because the way it ended, you would think the second one would be a continuous of it, but it wasn't even at all.
My dad is so into scary movies. That was the worst part about living there for a while, as it was almost every single night. Let's go get a scary movie. Let's go get a scary movie.
I remember one night, I think it was one of the last nights I stayed there, but he had gotten this movie. It wasn't Biodome with Pauly Shore, but it was like this biodome where these people would like go in there. And he had watched it, but he didn't realize that it was actually a TV series. And it was like the middle of the TV series.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
was so pissed. He's
He
like,
thought it was a movie.
Are you kidding me? He thought it was a movie, but
Yeah.
it was really like season 4. And it was like middle of season 4, and he put it in. He was getting ready to watch it because like
He
he
was
read about it.
excited.
He's like, oh man, this is gonna be a good one. And he
Oh,
was so
the dome.
pissed. The
Yeah,
dome.
the
The
dome.
dome.
Is that
That's
what
what
it's
it's called.
I was into that.
Oh
For
man,
a while.
You've seen that
for a little
before?
while. I watched the first season, I think.
Okay.
he was so
I didn't even think
pissed.
there was 4 seasons.
It was so funny. I don't know what season it was. It
Yeah.
was a long time ago, but it was like a middle of the
That's funny.
series.
He was probably so pumped.
He was so pissed what happened.
Oh my
That's
god,
funny.
I feel bad for the guy.
He's like, man.
I love my dad. He's
Well, this has
so
been
hilarious.
the movie and TV show review podcast.
It has
Oh, it's
been.
been
It has
everything.
It's been good. It's been good.
With,
Speaking of the glass shards, if you haven't watched The Punisher, you need to watch The Punisher too.
I watched a couple episodes when you were
Series.
watching them. I haven't watched
Did
them
you
like
watch Punisher?
from the
I
beginning.
haven't been able to finish it.
You're into
I was
Marvel,
gonna-
bro. You need to watch The Punisher.
You had made me watch one of his fight scenes, I think.
In The Punisher?
With that guy.
Yeah, it's the last episode.
Yeah, you had made me watch
I make
that.
you watch
yeah,
that?
you made me watch and I was like, whoa. Yeah, I
That
remember
fight scene made me sick, bro.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
fight
you
scene
showed me of that, and I was like,
made
oh,
me
okay.
sick.
Is there a lot of good action scenes in that?
Oh fuck yes, man!
guess I need to get
It's The
into it.
Punisher and Daredevil. Those 2 Marvel series. I haven't watched any of the other ones really, so I can't say. But The Punisher and
If you like
Daredevil.
those, you need to watch Jones.
Jessica Jones.
See,
Jessica Jones.
I figured they'd kind of be the same, but those 2 series have the most amazing fight sequences I've ever watched in a movie. Like John Wick has some good ones, but my favorite thing that separates those is John Wick's fight scenes has the quick cuts, the quick action cut sequences, but like Daredevil and Punisher is one shot fight sequences. So it's not like a bunch of different shots, different angles. It's fighting, like tracking as you're fighting.
It's like panning the screen.
Yeah,
as
so
the
it's
fight's
not
playing out.
it's not all these different things. It's like punch, okay, cut. Okay, well then let's figure this
Let's
next
bring
scene
it back
out.
to this guy.
Daredevil, it's
Top cuts.
one entire choreographed scene that they film continuously. And like that one scene in Daredevil where he's fighting in the hallway with those guys. And it's literally I think it's a 10-minute fight scene of straight, there's not one single cut. It's all one shot, and the camera, it's like it'll stay still
I remember
at a
that
scene
one.
and then it'll kind of move, and it's just one continuous fight scene. It's the most beautifully choreographed thing I've ever seen.
I remember that.
And it's kind of the same thing with Punisher, except the Punisher is more he's nastier when it comes to the shit that he does.
Well, then they have the series too, where they're all together, right? The Defenders. I can't think I've even
Yeah,
watched
Defenders.
Yeah, they have a
watched that
Defenders
either.
one
Jessica
together.
Jones,
I haven't watched
See, and I
that.
haven't watched
Luke
that one either.
Cage.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I
watched
should,
most
but
of Luke Cage.
I there's something about the Punisher and the Daredevil that I really like. I like those series. I like those stories. But that scene that I made you watch from the Punisher was
I remember.
yeah. I was watching that by
You were
myself.
Like, you gotta watch this shit, and you pulled it up, and I was like,
You were like, "What the fuck is happening?" Yeah, but I remember I was watching that by myself because I got really into that series, and when that scene happened, like, so to describe the scene, it's been out for a while. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, but like, basically, the Punisher has a best friend that he was in the military with, and he finds out at the end that the best friend that he was friends with crossed him, and his friend was actually the one that killed his wife and his family. And the Punisher wants revenge on who he thought was his best friend, but he finds out, double-crossed him, whatever. So the big fight scene at the end is between those two. It's like a really big, amped up, it's a really huge climb to this one fight scene. Everything leads up to it. And they're fighting, and it's beautifully choreographed like Daredevil. And at the end, it starts getting really bloody and really gory. And it gets to a point where the Punisher's like starting to win, and they're fighting on, it's not a merry-go-round, they're fighting on, what's the horses, You know what I'm talking about? Carousel, that's what it is. They're fighting on a carousel, and there's like glass windows in the carousel. And it comes to a point where he has the opportunity to kill his best friend Billy. And he can shoot him, and the Punisher decides that it's too easy to kill this guy. He wouldn't suffer enough. And so his best friend is always... he was known off of his looks because he was a very attractive-looking guy. So the Punisher takes his face and slams his face into a mirror, and he cuts up the side of his face, and then he takes his face and he drags it down the side of the mirror, and you can hear the screams coming from him, and it shows everything. It shows his face sliding down the mirror, the blood's coming out, his face is getting sawed off into the mirror, and you're just watching him drag his face down the mirror, and this dude, and the blood curdling screams from this guy's mouth was amazing, but it got me sick. And I was like, oh my God, I can feel this dude's pain. And I had to I paused it and I had to stand up, and I was like, oh my God. And I could feel everything. I was like, holy shit. And then I pushed play, and then I kept going. And then it just got me, but it was so fucking good. I just ruined that for anybody. But Punisher, Daredevil,
I guess I need to go
absolutely
back and
watch
watch
it.
them.
You need to watch them. Everything that we've talked about on this podcast today, anybody that's listening to this,
take notes, kids.
Everybody needs to watch everything that we've talked about. Fucking fantastic shows. You just gotta take the time to watch them, right?
Yep.
Obviously, we have a lot of time on our hands.
Yeah.
Sierra, we just did almost 2 hours. An hour and 50 minutes.
It's out of control. I need to go to work.
You act like you have a schedule.
Oh, well, I didn't work yesterday, so...
Or the day before.
If it makes you feel,
I do Monday.
If it makes you feel any better, we didn't attack you as much as you probably thought.
I know. I mean, whatever crying I needed, I just got out in the bathroom, so...
I figured you were in there for a while.
Yeah.
You were in there for a while. Do you have any social medias?
Me?
Yeah.
No, she
No.
She wants to stay secretive.
You were gonna stay Sierra.
Do
the
not
producer.
Google her.
Yeah.
You will not find her.
Well, I have a Twitter.
The internet
but
has been
that's it.
swiped.
I don't have Snapchat. I don't have Pinterest. I don't have Facebook.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, I'm great.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no.
FBI, IRS, stand your lane.
I've been thriving since I've deleted all my social media.
That's good though. That's
Yeah.
good. Do you want to shout out your Twitter or no?
No, I got enough followers.
Whoa. Okay. How many followers you have?
Shit.
500 something.
Okay.
It's like 530 something.
Okay. How many
I
people?
used to have 800,
And what happened?
but I had stopped going on Twitter for a long time, and I looked back on it, and I only had 500.
So what's your ratio? How many people are you following?
I think only 100 or 200.
Good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. A lot of followers.
Mm-hmm.
You lead
Want
people.
to know what I'm doing in
Yeah.
life.
Right. I'm sure.
Yep.
Seth, where can we follow you at?
Seth Holmes on Twitter. I'm not scared to say my last name.
Doesn't he sound like Jared Leto in Dallas Buyers Club?
Yes! I thought about that movie.
I've never
Have you
seen
seen that movie? That's a good one too. Oh my God, we got a lot of good movies, guys. Dallas Buyers Club, you got to watch that one too.
Speaking of Jared Leto,
Yeah.
have you... Let's just make it 2 hours. We got like 8 minutes left.
I don't care.
Mr. Nobody. Have you seen
No,
it?
I've never seen that. Is he in that one?
Yes, Jared Leto's in it. That was I think that was the first ever movie I've seen him in.
Okay.
But it's about how all these different scenarios,
Yeah.
like, oh, what if I dated this person?
This is an older movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jared Leto goes back. He's like living in the future, but he goes back in time where it plays out different scenarios of what his life would be like if he dated this one person or if he dated this one person. And it's, oh man, it's so good.
And what's it called?
Mr. Nobody.
Is it on Netflix or no?
Yes, it's on
Ooh,
Netflix.
okay, I'm gonna have to
It's a
watch that one
movie?
too.
Yeah, that was the first ever Jared Leto movie I've watched.
Do you know when that came out?
I don't think so.
I've never heard of that one.
Oh man, it's so good.
Interesting.
But it's a long movie.
Well, what's a long movie? Like 2 hours?
Pulp Fiction's almost 3 hours.
Well, I mean, if you watch
I've
Harry
never
Potter,
watched
if you
Pulp
watch Lord of the Rings, The
Mr.
Hobbit.
Nobody's 2 hours and 37 minutes.
That is a pretty long movie.
Yeah.
It
That's
came out
long.
in 2009.
Let me see that. Let me see. Mr. Nobody.
So
I've never seen that.
And
I think for most people, once you hit 2 hours, it's long.
Yeah.
so like the
I
description,
prefer over 2 hours.
the description of the movie is in 2092, the last mortal human, which is Jared Leto, on Earth reflects on his long past and thinks about the lives he might have led.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's so good.
Oh, okay. I need to watch one more movie. I forget the name of this, but I was watching it on TV the other day, and I don't actually know the name of it, but I need to figure it out.
Who's in it?
Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
Him, and there's some other girl in there.
Scarlett Johansson?
No. Why Scarlett Johansson?
I don't know.
I can't remember who it was. But it's a movie about him and this girl that he kind of falls in love with. And they kind of start out in like this really futuristic facility, and they live. Wait, do you know what this is?
It's called The Islands.
Yes, it's The Islands.
Scarlett Johansson is in it.
Is it Scarlett Johansson?
Yes, I watched that in school and I fucking cried in front of everybody.
Dude, I didn't finish it.
I love that movie.
Yes.
Yes, and Steve Buscemi's in it too.
I don't know who that is.
That really weird
Is that
bug-eyed
his
guy
name? Is
who's
that his
always
name?
in the Adam Sandler movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know what his name
But,
was.
oh my god, it's called The Island. I love that movie.
I was watching a little bit of it on TV.
I knew where you were going with. I was like, oh, it's The Island.
All I know, the
It's
concept
The
of it is they are a group of people that live in this facility that is like max secured because they are clones of people in the real world.
Yes.
The idea is if a person was to lose their arm or lose their
need like a kidney.
need like a kidney, something like that, they have an exact clone of themselves in order to replace that. And these people aren't supposed to know about it, and they end up escaping and realizing that they're clones. And then that's as far as I got.
So like really,
Oh, you
like
just
in
got
the,
into it.
Yeah,
In
that's
the
as
movie-
far as I got.
Like in the movie, in the facility, they're like always trying to win
A lottery.
to go on the the lottery to go to this island.
Right. Okay, but
So these people think, oh, I'm
just
gonna
kill
go to the
them, right?
island. Yeah, but then so they pick people when they're clone or when they're the real people happen to need a kidney. They're like, guess what?
Oh,
this
okay,
person's going to
yeah.
the island. They get super pumped, end up getting killed because they need
okay,
that body.
that
part.
makes sense then. So they're not just killing them, but their clone actually needs something. That's why they win the lottery.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need to
Oh
finish that
man,
movie.
that is such a good movie. I watched that in school because
You watched that in school?
Yeah, because we were talking about the allegory of the cave. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, so there's about these 4 men. I think it's 4 men, and they were chained in this cave with their their body facing towards the cave wall, and all they could see is the shadows behind them, which was the entrance of the cave of just people walking by.
Right.
So they didn't know what anything was in the outside world. They just saw like a shadow and be like, oh, and they'd make up names for like, oh, that's a dog, when really the dog would be like a tree, because they'd have no clue what's going on behind them.
Right.
Because they're chained to this cave. In this cave.
They can only see shadows.
Yeah. And so one of the guys who gets chained escapes, or he gets out, or let free or something like that, and he goes, listen, he goes, there's like this real world out here that you guys don't know about. All along we've been calling this a dog when really it's this, or whatever. And it's just not knowing, like the Truman Show, because we had also watched the Truman Show when we were talking about the allegory of the cave.
Yeah.
Because really, Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Yeah. His character wasn't aware of the outside world. He wasn't aware that he was in a show.
Right.
That was all about
He
him.
thought he was in the world.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
thought he was in the real world.
Yeah, so that's like basically the allegory of the cave, because he's not aware of the outside world. He thinks he's like living
Now,
it.
why did you learn about the allegory of the cave?
I don't know. It was in English.
Is it like a story?
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
story. The allegory of the cave. That's what's
Like a
called.
short story or like a whole book?
Like a short story.
Short story. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, but I need to finish that movie.
Oh
dude.
man, it's so good.
You knew exactly what I was
I
talking
knew
about.
because I was like Scarlett Johansson. You're like, what? No, and then
I
you're
see,
like,
I couldn't
this
remember
girl
Scarlett
He falls
Johansson.
in love with the escape. I was like, the island.
You
I
did
got
know
so
exactly.
pumped.
I don't
yeah.
remember that her being the girl.
That's true. She has
Interesting.
blonde hair though. I think so. It's kind of like hard to recognize her.
Fuck, I need to finish that movie.
Oh
though.
man, that was such a good.
I don't know why I had to leave, but I had to get out of there.
There's
for
a
some
new
reason.
Netflix movie now that just hit. Has the funny guy from the Ant-Man and the Hispanic guy. That's really like the comedy relief of Ant-Man.
Is that the same guy from The Shooter?
I can't believe. Man, I haven't seen. That's a good movie too.
That's a good one,
I haven't
too.
seen it.
The Hispanic guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah.
it- okay, it's him. He's the main guy in it.
Yeah. Plays the
talking
main
about
character.
that one new movie?
Is that
Michael-
the Extinction?
Extinction?
Pena, yeah.
Michael
Extinction.
Yeah.
Because he
yeah.
looks like Brandon.
Yeah,
Is
it's
he?
pretty good. Really
You've seen
intriguing
it?
story. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on
I
my
give
list, I
it a
haven't seen
B, maybe C+. Like it was good,
Yeah.
but like I felt like maybe they could have gone more in depth. Like it was almost basically kind of like a good Black Mirror episode,
Okay.
but it's only an hour and a half movie, but a good twist. Like really good movie. Like I enjoyed it.
See, I like movies with twists like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Black
think
Mirror's got the
you might
perfect
like it. You
twist,
should watch
so
it,
I
yeah.
love shit like that. I love a movie where at the end you're just like, oh,
That's how The Island
shit.
was, too.
Is it? Okay, I don't want to know the end of that one.
Yeah.
Then. I love movies like that though. Like Next with Nicolas Cage. Do you remember that one?
I haven't seen Next.
You never seen Next?
No.
That's a good one too. That's
The
got.
only Nicolas
I haven't
Cage
seen
movie
that
I've seen
forever.
was...
Is that on
got a
Netflix?
That's on Netflix. Yeah, that's got a good
I haven't
twist.
seen that in a long time. That's
I've
the
only
time
seen
travel one,
National
right?
Treasure with Nicolas
Yes,
Cage.
yes. National Treasures are classics.
I've only seen that with Nicolas Cage. And that one stupid motorcycle movie where he's like
Ghost
a
Rider?
skeleton head. Yeah, that movie. I seen like part of
That
that
was
movie.
not a
And I was
good
like,
movie.
this is
It was not
dumb.
good.
Yeah,
But
why do they do two of those?
Oh, Kick Ass. I love Kick Ass.
He's in Kick-Ass?
Yeah, he's in
Yeah, he
Kick Ass.
plays Daddy. He gets killed in the first one.
Oh fuck! I guess I never realized that.
Yeah, he's in Kick
It's been a
Ass.
long time since I've seen those.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, isn't Drake Bell in one of those?
No, that's a superhero movie. That's
Oh,
a spoof.
okay. They all
That's
kind of
a
run
spoof
together.
of Spider-Man.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
but he plays Spider-Man in that, right?
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's kind of funny. But
He
he
plays
does.
Spider-Man in the cartoon, but he plays a dragonfly in a superhero movie.
Yeah, yeah. But he's Spider-Man's voice in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Drake Bell, best Spider-Man, behind Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Behind Tobey Maguire. You
Oh,
can't tell me
Tobey
Tom
Maguire.
Garfield's better than Tobey Maguire.
Tom Garfield.
Tom
It's
Garfield?
Tom Holland.
Oh, Tom Holland. Who's Garfield? There's a
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. That's right. Andrew Garfield.
You just gotta
Both
match
of them
them.
ran together.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Tobey Maguire.
Tobey
100%.
Maguire's the best.
I know he hasn't done as much lately.
As much as I hate him
No.
in his douchebag days and the third Spider-Man, oh man,
No,
he's
with
still
with
the
his,
best
with his hair
Spider-Man.
down and like.
Yeah, with
front of his
straightened
eyes.
and greased
He's
up
like-
front. He's like,
Oh, that was the worst scene ever.
oh man, I love Tobey
I love how
Maguire.
cheesy that shit was. That was a great Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire, you need to see Brothers with him and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, you
and
keep
Natalie
saying that. I
Portman.
need to watch that,
Natalie
too.
Portman, it's on Hulu.
I like Natalie Portman too.
Yeah. Yeah, she plays a good Padme.
Yeah, plays a great Padme, and I want to see Annihilation too, because you guys saw that without
That's a good
me.
one. I want to read
You
the
saw
books.
that one without me.
Yeah, I want to read the books.
You guys actually have seen a lot of movies without me, so thanks for the invites.
I'm all for it, but you just don't want to make the drive.
Not true.
Yeah.
I'd make the drive if I was invited.
Okay.
Well then.
Well, that's how I
note
feel
to
when you
self.
go to B-dubs without me with my mother.
Yep, well, I never got an invite to
You
that too.
weren't. You weren't even there.
Still, you should have invited us because I was with Tyler.
Shady.
No, well, that night I tried to get a hold of you. You didn't text me back.
That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Was your phone on airplane mode?
No, I tried to text him.
So I was doing something that day. I can't remember, but I remember I
Yep.
texted you and it was too late,
Yeah.
and you guys were already watching the fights. I completely forgot about the fights. So you just gotta ask me, and I'll go to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you pay for me.
I
with
know.
the
Where to
movie
go
pass.
see you? This is only a movie pass. Oh my gosh.
We hit 2 hours, guys.
Woohoo!
We did 2 hours.
I
How's
feel
your-
like
proud
we're
of
trying to
yourself,
pull an
aren't you?
all-nighter.
Yeah.
We're like,
We're
whoa,
counting down.
we got 2 hours left,
We got
and
2
then
hours
we've
left.
officially
Sunrises.
been up for all night.
Seth looks like he's about to pass out over there.
Nah.
You sure? You sure? A
No,
little
I'm good.
spacey over there.
I'm just not looking forward. Well, I guess work. I'm not looking forward to work. I
Then-
mean, I guess, but I
then
like it.
don't.
I guess I'm already. I mean, whatever.
It's already scheduled.
I've already
You're already on the
scheduled.
schedule. I already told the
Yeah.
boss to be in.
Whatever.
Call off, you know.
Well.
Seth is terrible at wrapping up podcasts because
Well, no, you're the one that
he
wraps
just
it
doesn't
usually.
know. He just doesn't know how.
Or just
to-
casually be like, well, we've been doing this for about an hour and a half. Saying, are you ready to...
I feel awkward
wrap it
saying,
up?
all right, like, I'm usually the person like, all right, Tyler, I know you like to do 3 hours, but let's wrap it up.
I don't know how you
Everybody
can't
fell
talk
asleep.
on and on and on about this, about stuff.
You know why? It's that little device in his hand. It's calling for him.
No.
About 35
to
minutes
work.
in, he starts feeling the twitch. He can feel it in his hands. He's like, I haven't picked up my phone in a while. I wonder what's happening. It's just a little
Oh,
bug. It's
stop.
just a little
I
tiny
wonder if
bug.
anybody posted any YouTube
He's got to
videos.
pick it up. Well, I wonder what my notifications say. It's an addiction. We all got this addiction to our
No,
phones.
I just need to go to work.
We all have an addiction to our phones.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
I can go days without my phone.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. The next time you're on the podcast, then you can start using your phone again.
When's that going to be?
Don't know. But you can do it, right?
Okay, like, what's the thing? Because I have to, like, answer text if, like, my boss... Are you talking about, like... not
You,
like
I
being
guess
on
for
it.
you, you're already not on social media, so
Exactly.
it's easier for you.
Exactly.
But you still have a Twitter.
Okay.
I know you still scroll on Twitter.
Yeah.
All
Twitter
right
though, all I
then.
have
So
is-
much excitement, but thanks for listening
See,
to our
this is how he
podcast.
tries to wrap it up. He just breaks up in the middle.
Thanks for
That's
listening.
why-
Let's wrap it up.
The first thing he's gonna do
No,
when
we
I hit the
never
pause
got the
button
bottom of
is-
that.
Oh, my notifications. My notifications. Oh, my YouTube notifications.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to another way too long podcast.
Podcast. P-O-D-C-A-S-T.
Podcast.
CIST?
I said P-O-D-C-A-S-T.
I thought you said IST.
Nope, I spelled it right. All right, guys. We love you, fuckers. Have a great week.